Hello everybody, this is General Snivy and welcome back to more of the Sly 2 Band of Thieves playthrough. In today's session, we're possibly going to be finishing up this game completely once and for all. We have episode 6 to go through, as well as episode 7, which I believe that is the final episode. So, with that in mind, let's begin episode 6, which is He Who Tames the Iron Horse. Let us begin. Also, hello Shawaria Mox, welcome to the stream.
Following the trail of spice shipments, we made our way up to Nunavut Bay, Canada, the secret hub of John Bison's shipping empire. As a young man, he trekked across Canada to strike it rich during the gold rush of 1852. An avid prospector, he took some chances and ended up buried alive in an avalanche. Miraculously, the quick freeze kept him alive, and 120 years later, thanks to global warming, he thawed out. A product of his time, he dreams of taming the wild north, damming every river and chopping down all the trees, with progress delivered at the sharp end of an axe. Shipping spice for the Claw Gang proved a lucrative way to bankroll his one-man war against nature, and yet, I have to feel a little sorry for him. He's just a normal guy from the 1850s. Back in his day, he'd be a hero, but today, he's a villain. Either way, that man's got more than his fair share of the clockwork parts. What a low-tech guy like John Bison is doing with robot parts is a mystery. I almost don't want to know. But as always, it's only a matter of time before I find out.
Well, this is going to be a fun little day that we're going to be having. Time to fight the man who's fighting nature and bring him to his frickin' knees. Eventually. Okay, first off, before we get things started, we do have some new upgrades, and of course we do have some of the most expensive upgrades in the entire game. We have the Hover Pack, Berserker Charge, and Silent Obliteration. Silent Obliteration. Oh my god, I cannot say this word today, apparently. Well, anyway, this is another permanent upgrade for Sly, and it upgrades the stealth takedown to make it even more silent and deadly. But it still makes a tiny bit of noise, but the noise is so silent that it's near impossible to detect if it's happening. The only way for it to actually be detected is that there's another enemy, like, within earshot, like quite literally about 2 or 3 meters away. So, not very far. But of course, that is a very...
lead on the clockwork parts. Head through town and out into the wilderness.
Okay. Anyway, as I was trying to say, the upgrades we have this time around are some of the most expensive in the entire game. And it's only going to get more expensive from here. As things will become, it'll start costing between 1,000 to 2,000 coins per upgrade. But trust me, those upgrades are going to be well worth the asking price. That is for sure. Anyway, before we can even start this whole episode off, we do have a little bit of reconnaissance to do. And trust me, this is going to be one of those fun reconnaissance missions. Let me tell you. Just like with all the other episodes, there are 30 clues to find. And of course, I will be trying to find them all, as I typically do. There is one very, very dangerous glitch that appears in this episode in particular. It's in this episode, and I believe episode 7 also has a very bad glitch in here, where if you die within the location of where the safe is during certain parts of the game or certain parts of story progression, you basically have to redo the entire story up to that point. And by entire story, I mean the entirety of the episode up until that point. Believe it or not, I actually had that happen to me during my Let's Play quite a long time ago, though I never actually showed it. And the reason why I didn't show it is because I lost so much progress. Thankfully, I had a backup save ready to go, so I didn't really lose any progress, per se. But even so, it was still really scary. And I'm hoping that this sort of glitch doesn't occur here either. But given the HD re-release of the game is basically the same sort of thing as the original game, it may have the same glitch. It might. I'm not 100% sure. But you never know. Come on, give me your thing. Give it to me, boy. Thank you. Medium nugget. It kind of looks like a chicken nugget. I wonder if it's worth its weight in gold. Probably not. Okay, so for enemy roll call this time around, we have geese as well as moose. You'd be surprised that we're actually not in Maine. We're in Canada. I wonder if there are more moose in Canada as opposed to Maine. Granted, I've been living in Maine for about 6 years now, and I've not seen any moose up here. I guess I should count my lucky stars that that's not, I haven't encountered one yet. As moose can be very dangerous animals, especially during mating season. Them and deer are also pretty dangerous around mating season, as you get involved in their, or just unintentionally get in their way in the whole mating call thing. Yeah, your butt is so frickin' dead. Trust me. Although, I can't really say that as I've never encountered them during that time frame. Okay. So, anyway, the other upgrades that are on offer here in this episode here are also very expensive but very helpful. If I have to guess what the Berserker Charge will do, it essentially will scare any enemies that come within your general vicinity as Murray, and the Hover Pack is just that. It allows Bentley to hover in the air for a short period of time. It kind of acts like the Flood from Super Mario Sunshine, except it actually lifts you into the air and lifts you a good distance up. Though granted, it doesn't last forever, and it does rely on weapon energy. I think I'm going to go ahead and try to find as many clues as I can before starting the first job. And the reason why I'm doing it this way is so that way when I eventually run into the safe, I can just simply unlock the safe during a job. And I don't have to worry about it later. Well, that was a bit unfortunate. Oh well. I was kind of hoping to have been able to pickpocket him until eventually I got another nugget. The nuggets, I'm going to guess... what do the green potions give you? I don't know what you're talking about. I think you're talking about those. Those are clue bottles. I've explained how this works in the very first episode when we got around to doing that. But just to give you a refresher, there are 30 of them scattered throughout each and every single episode, and finding them all and then finding the episode safe awards you a new move. So, yeah, we need to find all the clues in order to unlock every single safe that there is in the game. Also, there are bears roaming around about. By the way, if you see a bear just roaming around here, leave it alone if you possibly can. And if it starts chasing you, run! Run for it! as you cannot kill the bear. No matter how many hits you hit, no matter how many times you hit it, it will not die. Simple as that.
That cabin may seem rustic, but don't be fooled. It's the control center for John Bison's trade empire. Sneak inside and raid his files. You're sure to find out where he keeps his clockwork parts.
Ransacking his files doesn't sound hard. Now, climbing up a sheer rock wall, that'll be a challenge.
You're in luck. Before John Bison took over, this used to be a popular destination for rock climbers. Some of their old wall hooks are still around.
I'm guessing I just jump and hit the circle button to latch on.
That's right. And remember to lean back before you spring off the hook. You'll get more altitude.
Thanks for the tip. I'll give it a try.
Okay. Sounds cool. That was easy. Oh, hi there. How you doing? Sometimes you may encounter enemies with dynamite that just appear out of gosh diddly dang nowhere. They're annoying. They're annoying little buggers. Just whack them if you see them. They shouldn't be too hard to take down.
Jackpot, Sly. That's John Bison.
Looks like he didn't notice me come in.
Just stay out of sight and take a picture of each of his trade routes. They should narrow our search for his share of the clockwork parts.
All right, I'm on it.
Hello, Arpeggio here.
Salutations, Mr. Arpeggio. Y'all got time to shoot the breeze?
Of course, for you, chum, always. Although, must we communicate through that dreadful speakerphone?
Yeah, I can think better while my legs move. Pumps blood to your brain.
Yes, of course. One must keep blood in one's brain. But do tell, is there some pressing matter you'd like to discuss?
First off, are you still coming on schedule to get that Northern Lights battery?
Yes, we're well underway. My blimp should arrive at the end of the week.
Bullseye. For second, when you gonna give me a look-see at that clockwork brain of yours? I'd sure like to buy it off you.
I'm not sure if you heard that in the background or not, but an airplane was flying overhead, so my apologies. I have my window open because it's a nice day, got a nice breeze going, so figured if you hear that, my apologies. Can't exactly control that kind of background noise.
Bison, you covetous troglodyte. You've already got the lion's share of the parts. Would you take my meager portion of the robotic bird for your own and strip me of all my earthly pleasures?
Easy there, partner. You're all up in a lather. It's just that I found some real use for the clockwork parts I got. Why, I put 3 of them in the engines of my best trains. With those robotic doohickeys feeding the fire, them trains will run all night and all day. I call them my iron horses. Of course, I gotta keep the plans hidden. Stuffed them in my 3 trophy bass.
Sounds like you're making capital use of your share of the robotic loot. But for now, the clockwork brain stays with me on the blimp. Although, when I arrive to pick up the Northern Lights battery,
Thanks for the host, Shawaria Mox. Highly appreciated.
By the way, you ready to giddy up into Perry for the final hoedown?
yes, the blimp's hypnotist wavelengths conform to the specs drawn up by the Contessa, and Dimitri, before his unfashionable capture, did a bang-up job of distributing spice through his nightclub.
Sounds like all you're missing is some Northern Light electricity.
You're correct, sir. Yours is the final piece to the puzzle, the missing link. Once the battery is aboard, nothing will stand in the Claw Gang's way. Paris will be ours.
Yeah, okay. So, I guess I'll be seeing you at the end of the week.
Right, farewell, Bison. Stiff upper lip. Ta-ta.
Wow, that was quite a cumbersome plan. Believe it or not, this whole conversation is technically optional. You don't have to listen to this whole thing if you really don't want to. You can just simply go and capture all the photos and then just make your escape immediately. Or you can stick around and learn a little bit more about this whole operation and who Arpeggio is, why is he here, and how this whole Iron Horse thing is. How is it in the operation? How is it in business? and also even learn more about the routing and how it even exists. And yes, to answer your question, I do live near an airport, so that's the reason why. Funny enough, the airport is about maybe 2 or 3 minutes away from where I live, so that's why the background noise is a thing.
Sly, did you hear that? Bison's hidden the Iron Horse blueprints in his trophy bass. Head for the fish on top of the fireplace and steal... Oh, excellent! Now get out of that cabin before you're spotted.
Okay, did not mean to interrupt Bentley's conversation. I was thinking maybe he would continue on, but I guess not. So basically, what Bentley was saying is he hid, or
After analyzing Bison's decorating techniques, I think we'll find the other trophy bass above the mantle in the 2 remaining cabins.
Okay, so that's pretty neat. Anyway, as I was trying to say, what Bentley was saying basically is there are these prized bass just hanging around about, and they're all located within 3 different cabins. They look like cabins, but they're not actually cabins. Keep that in mind. So, in order to get what we need, we obviously need to locate all the cabins, find all the bass, and just bada bing bada boom, we'll be in business. Of course, all 3 of the cabins are marked. One more thing worth noting is, as you're exploring this place, you'll come across areas which are infested by hawks. Or are they eagles? I have no idea, but regardless, they're dangerous. They'll swoop down and try to eat you. And that's no fun. Trust me. Funny enough, Maine has a pretty common...
Yes, just like I thought. Get to the fish above the mantle and steal those blueprints.
Attention all cabin guards. I've heard tell from the boys at Ponderosa Cabin there's someone been in my hidden blueprints. Everyone stay sharp. This ain't no summer camp. I don't pay you boys to lollygag while there's a thief in these parts.
Okay. Yoink! There's number 2.
2 down, 1 to go.
And I'm out of here! As soon as I get shot a couple of times, apparently, because Sly loves to do a frickin' dance and show up his frickin' moves. Who is he, Captain Falcon? Okay. 2 down, 1 to go. It shouldn't be too difficult to figure out where it is we need to head to next. I'm pretty sure at some point we may encounter yet another map or something. Then again, maybe I was wrong about the episode counter. Maybe there are actually 8 episodes as opposed to 7. Like I said, I haven't played the game in years, so please forgive me if my knowledge of this game is quite hazy. Although I have been very efficient with finding all the clues and everything on all the episodes up to this point, that doesn't mean I'm able to find them all in a speedrun-like fashion. I wish I was that efficient. But again, that's something I kind of have to work on naturally. However, as long as you have a good sense of direction, you should be able to find everything that you need. And also listening for everything too helps a lot. Especially since the bottles themselves. Also, new follower. Okay. Minter 70? Mitterkit 70? I hope I said that right. Anyway, thank you so much for the follow, man. Hope you enjoy your stay here. Sorry I couldn't read your name properly. It's just the way it was spelled. It was kind of confusing, to say the least. But regardless, welcome. Glad you decided to follow this channel. Hope you like it. Sorry, I had an itch in my freaking ear. Don't you just hate that? Oh, cool. I'm glad I did say that correctly. Ooh, clue. I just got another clue. Follow that clue, dude. Come on, turn around, you stupid moose. Dang it, dude. Screw this. It's funny how, running is technically discouraged, yet you can still get away with running against or right near enemies at a pretty good distance, or really close distance, too. He's like a silent sprinter, if you know what I mean. Oh, hi there, stupid duck. How you doing? Is he a duck or a goose? I think it looks more like a duck.
The last trophy bass is above the fireplace. Be careful.
This is also where the safe is located. Okay, so I was wrong about the whole glitch thing, as there is another episode after this. Okay, so I was wrong about the episode count, apparently. There are 8 episodes, not 7, so my mistake. I wasn't 100% sure if there was another episode. I wasn't sure if there was 8 episodes in this game. Yeah, very true. 9 if you include the prelude. Okay. Again, thanks for the information. Even though I just figured it out. But even so, like I said, haven't played the game in God knows how long. Best to figure it out now as opposed to later.
Exceptional work, Sly. That's the last of the blueprints.
Okay, glad to see that we have all the blueprints we need. I think that should conclude our reconnaissance. As soon as we step out of the building, it's mission accomplished. And you may be wondering, why is it that I'm sticking around? Well, I kind of wanted to get a little bit of extra cash and refill my health in case there's still something else. Which I'm pretty sure there is.
Armed with all 3 blueprints, we should be able to isolate and track the Iron Horse trains through that satellite dish.
Top of the mountain, huh? Shouldn't take long.
Okay. Well, now that we have all the plans in hand, it's time to figure out where the heck these Iron Horses are heading to. And what their plan is, what is it that they're doing. Also, watch as the tracks just materialize in and out of existence. Right before your very eyes. Oh great, now the bear's on me. Is there another bear? Of course. There are multiple bears. That figures. Thankfully, the bears can't really climb up mountainsides or cliffs or anything, but they can most certainly climb up trees. Remember that. Okay. One more thing that's definitely worth noting is the Iron Horses that are just roaming around these train tracks here.
This
Just
appears to be the only way up. Keep an eye out for those rock climber wall hooks. They might be useful.
I know that. Anyway, as I was trying to say before, I'll get back to that in a minute.
This is great. We've got total access to the train's GPS system. It's all on my computer. Head back to the safe house. I'll crunch some numbers and give you and Murray the rundown.
Sounds good to me. Bada binga, bada booma.
Thanks to Sly's efforts, we now know the location of all 3 of the local Clockwork parts. 2 lugs and a stomach. John Bison has grafted each piece to the engine in one of his iron horse trains. This improvement allows the trains to run all night and all day. We won't have the luxury of sneaking in while they're stopped. While they're in motion, the only way aboard is through a hatch on the caboose roof, which unfortunately has been locked down. These need to go. First, collect the spice gas from the balloons above town, and then land on the back of the caboose to blow off the locks. Once the way is cleared, I'll suit up and jump into Iron Horse number 1 while it passes near town. With some luck, we'll have the first Clockwork lug in a few hours.
Okay, so there are 3 Clockwork parts here. And we're going to have to find each and every single one as we're going through this whole episode. It's going to be a fun and bumpy ride, so hope you're ready to strap yourselves in, get ready for some fun. Okay. It looks as though there are 2 missions from what I can see, but then again, there's probably more that I don't even realize that are there. So, one thing I'm definitely going to do is try to get to the rooftop as fast as possible. God damn it. That's one way of getting rid of a guard that you deem unworthy to live. But anyway, from what I can tell, there are 2 missions that are available for Sly to take on right now. And, of course, these missions are mostly not necessarily reconnaissance missions, but more so preparation for later parts of the episode, which are going to be quite fun, let me tell you. Okay. Okay, that was just a train. I honestly thought that was something else coming my way. That wouldn't have been good. Now, let's see what's over here. Hopefully I won't get spotted right away. Wow, only 5 clues left in this episode. And we only completed 1 job so far. I'm definitely happy that we're making such good progress here. Gabe? What is this? This is the level of Sonic 06 kind of glitches. Apparently, if you turn the camera in just the right way and stand the right distance away, you can see through the wooden texture and just get rid of the underside of the building support system. It's a visual glitch, but it's one of those funny kind of glitches that appear. Especially when you're looking at things at a certain angle. Game, you're being weird. I know you are kind of following the footsteps of, say, Super Mario 64, but there's no need to be like an imitator. Seriously. You can stand on your own 2 feet. Trust me, you can do it. Alright, let's go ahead and get ready to do the first job. First job is just around the bend here. Also, hello there, Mr. Beaver. Nice.
Okay, Sly, we need to break into the Iron Horse trains, but the only way in, through the caboose, is locked. To blow the locks off, you'll need to collect the Ultra ultra-unstable denatured spice gas from those balloons floating above town.
How am I supposed to get up there to collect the spice gas?
Murray's already commandeered this ice plane. Jump on its strut, and he'll fly you up to a good paragliding altitude. Oh, and strap on a special vacuum backpack. It'll automatically collect the spice gas after you've popped a balloon.
Sounds like fun.
Once you've collected enough gas, you'll have to land directly on the train's caboose.
Why directly on the caboose?
Denatured spice gas is very unstable at lower altitudes. Unless you land on the caboose, you won't have time to get the gas tank to the lock before it blows up.
So you're saying I either land on the caboose or get blown to bits?
That's correct. Chemistry can be a harsh mistress.
So can karma, along with Mother Nature.
Hang on tight. We're going up.
Is that train floating in the air, or is it just me?
Remember to use your paraglider.
Okay, time to begin a really fun mission.
The spice gas is lighter than air. Popping balloons should keep you aloft.
So, for this mission, all we need to do here is hop around and paraglide from balloon to balloon, pop as many as we can until the tank is eventually filled up, and then land on the caboose on one of the iron horses, and bada bing, bada boom. Boop! Somehow Sly survives that. Without shattering his legs.
Get back to the ice plane. 2 more cabooses to blow open.
Okay, so one thing that's definitely worth noting in this mission in particular is if you miss your mark, I'm pretty sure it's a mission fail and you'll have to begin the next part of the the part of the mission you were doing all over again. So what that means is if you say blow up 1 caboose out of 3, you still have to blow up the other 2. So in a sense, it kind of acts like a death warp.
Here we go again.
But even so. Okay, time for round 2. I thought I heard something ding. So not only are we playing with the chemistry here, we're also playing with the laws of physics. And another thing too, if the tank is not completely full,
The gas tank is full. Find a caboose and try for a landing.
if you're not confident that you're going to make it to a caboose in time, you can stay in the air for a little bit longer by locating a balloon and just hopping on it. It won't fill the tank any further, but it will allow you to gain additional altitude and airtime, allowing
Hurry
you...
at the ice plane. You guys are doing great. There's just 1 caboose left.
Indeed. Only 1 more to go. Kinda want this first, though. And up here is just a rooftop. Okay, I wasn't sure if there was anything else over there. Apparently not. Alright, good to know. Let's get moving. Time for one last target.
1 more caboose. Try not to get blown up.
Yeah, very true. Unlike that mission, however, you actually have better control. You can have additional precision, you don't have to worry about water or shooting a predetermined number of darts to hit all the targets that you need. Plus, you don't die instantly. Granted, if you fail to make your mark, you do kind of die, but it's not like you lose any lives in this game or anything, because those are not a thing.
You're Target the last caboose.
And that last caboose is just below. Got it. Phew! Wasn't sure if that was going to make it.
Yes, you guys did it. All the Iron Horse trains are unlocked.
There we go. Whew, that was a fun mission. And honestly, that was one of the best missions in the entire game. It was honestly a lot of fun to do. And after that's done, another mission has opened up for Bentley, though we still have some work to do with Sly before we can get to that point. So, in order to begin the next part here, we're definitely going to see if we can find the last 2 clues, if we can. Who knows, we may even find them on the way. Ah, here we go, here's one. Could've sworn I heard another one. Guess not. Okay. So I'm happy to see that we only have 1 clue left to find. What's also kind of funny and advantageous about the texture pop-in is you can actually use that to your advantage, believe it or not, as you can see enemies as they're making their patrols from one location to another. It's not intended for you to do that, but even so, it's still advantageous nonetheless, so you can get an idea of what you're up against. Though this doesn't occur everywhere, it's just in select locations, but regardless, it's still pretty nice and pretty interesting. Oh, dang it. Can't really see too well. It would have been kind of funny if the moose just suddenly got hit by the train and just died. That would have been the most hilarious thing ever. Damn it. I had a feeling that was going to happen. Okay. Even though we technically used this biplane earlier, we cannot use it again. It does kind of suck that that's the case, but not exactly a whole lot that we can do. What the hell was that? Damn. I'm not sure what's going on out there. It sounds like someone's firing off a gun. And again, if it's caught in the background, my apologies. But apparently, people around here love to fire off their guns just to show off their manly dominance, I guess. Or just for fun. Even though technically this is a residential area, firing off any sort of firearms is illegal around here. Also, that support beam is not properly connected. Okay, never mind. It is. It's just, again, texture. Texture pop-in. That's kind of a problem. It's funny to laugh at those kinds of things, though it appears that it's a pretty common occurrence in this episode in particular. Probably due to the fact that there's so much open sight. Hi there, Eagle. How you doing? Anyway, let's get this back in here and sell some items. Maybe we'll be able to buy something. Oh, heck yeah. Gimme. Silent Obliteration is now ours. Ooh, we even get a trophy too. So, Ooh, another one. 2 gold trophies. Basically for free. That's nice. And that's what silent obliteration does. It creates a black hole from God knows where. And enemies just instantly get sucked in and have their life force sucked right out of them as they're sent to nothing but oblivion. That's awesome.
Sly, it's awful. I can't believe it.
Slow down, Bentley. What happened?
Murray, he went out looking for a snack and got captured by Inspector Fox.
Carmelita? She's here? Don't worry, Bentley. I know how to handle her.
But I don't know where she's locked up, Murray. I'm used to having all the facts.
Calm down. Carmelita's not cruel like the Contessa. I'll follow her without being seen. She's bound to check on Murray sooner or later.
Okay, that's a good plan. Just don't get caught too. I don't want to be alone again.
Aww, I don't blame Bentley. Especially after everything he's been through back in episode 4. It's no wonder he feels so scared with the fact that his friends are captured again. So, in this mission, we need to follow Inspector Fox over to where Murray is being held captive. Funny enough, we could have actually selected him beforehand, but apparently in this mission he just vanishes from the safe house and gets captured. For no reason. Okay, no. There is a reason for his capture. He, unfortunately, he just wound up in front of Carmelita Fox at the wrong point in time. And I believe after this mission, Carmelita Fox will still be around. And she'll be roaming around the map, doing her own patrols and everything like that. So, in this mission, we just need to tail Carmelita until eventually she finds, or she goes to where Murray's being held captive and checks up on him. Thankfully, as Bentley mentioned, she's not cruel like the Contessa is. She's not out there to hypnotize or force people to surrender their loot location and things like that. No, she's more like one of those good cops who just unfortunately got into a bad situation. And another thing that's worth noting too is since Carmelita is out and about, if enemies try to attack her, she will instantly annihilate them as she comes across them. This can be kind of annoying for speedrunners due to RNG and the AI's patrol pattern, as the less AI that gets in the way, the faster that this mission can be completed. I think. And thankfully Carmelita can take care of herself, and she's invincible too. So even if she ends up getting shot by an enemy, the only thing that happens is that she jiggles like frickin' gelatin. And that's it. And then she'll just instantly retaliate. Nothing too major. Just, something worth mentioning. Well, looks like we found out where Murray is.
Hey, criminal. You doing okay in there? I know it's tight, but you won't get shocked if you hold still.
I'm okay. And thanks for that bag of jelly beans. I was starving.
Won't be long now. Once I bust the other members of your gang, we'll get out of here.
I'm grateful for the jelly beans and all, but aren't you on the outs with Interpol right now?
I'm an honest cop. Busting the Cooper gang will prove my innocence and show everyone that Constable Neela set me up.
You mean Captain Neela? I hear she got promoted.
Whatever. Just sit tight. I'm going to look for your pals.
Murray, I've come to break you out.
Fat chance. This thing is triple padlocked and Inspector Fox is carrying all the keys.
Come on, buddy. You know I'm an expert at pickpocketing.
She's tough, Sly. If you manage to get a key, you'd better run for it. Carmelita's sure to notice and chase after you.
Leave her to me.
Okay, so now begins the next fun part of the mission. And that is, we're gonna go pickpocketing with Carmelita Fox. So, as she's making her rounds here, we're gonna need to pickpocket all 3 keys from her pocket, which is gonna be very easy. Boop! There's the first one.
I felt that thief.
And when she finds out that you stole one of her keys, she is going to chase you down until the ends of the earth. Or at least until you send her on your way. And also the smoke screen does not work on her. You have to get quite a distance away from Carmelita in order to get her off of your tail.
Justice will find me. There's nowhere to hide.
Dang it! Okay. Well, that was most certainly fun. Alright, 1 key down, 2 more to go. Thankfully, Carmelita sticks out like a sore thumb, and it's very easy to spot her. You can even spot the flashlight that is on her shock pistol, too. And that's another indicator of where she is. Plus, the waypoint indicator helps out, too. And apparently, Carmelita is soft-locked. She is literally stuck in between the tracks. Well, this isn't good. Is there a train coming? I think the only way I'm going to get her out of this situation is to have her chase me down, or I steal another key. Or she does that. That works too.
What? My keys!
Oh, Carmelita. Okay, that's pretty funny how it seems like that moose just went to the Stormtrooper School of Shooting Things. And Carmelita's not giving a crap about the moose who's trying to shoot her.
Hide and cower, worm. You're no match for me.
That's funny. Okay. And there's number 3.
You can't sneak up on me.
Jailed cotton candy. I love that trophy. I love the name of the trophy. It's just really funny how the naming conventions on some of these trophies just come about. Oh my god, come on! Can I seriously... Does this thing not work properly?
Forever, coward.
Okay. Okay, Murray just materialized into existence while his cage is not there. It's as if he can just walk out right now, but of course, again, due to the whole texture pop-in thing, it only pops in when you're a certain distance away. And it's quite funny to see how that's even a thing. Guess while I'm waiting for Carmelita to complete her round with that, might as well steal some money. And whoa, okay. Well, that was pretty interesting to say the least. I'm kind of surprised that Carmelita has not noticed that every single key that she has in her pocket is gone. I mean, if I was her and I noticed something was missing, I would immediately start standing guard. There we go. All done.
Thanks, pal. I was getting a Charlie horse standing in that box.
My pleasure. You know how I love to mess around with Carmelita.
Yeah, that's weird. See you back at the safe house.
Okay, all done with that one. Okay, and with that we are 63% done with the game already. Holy guacamole. Definitely happy to see that. We're still missing one clue though. I'm sure we'll find it in due time, but even so though, it is, it's gonna be kind of difficult to find where this last clue is. Since this place is so open and wide, it may take us a while to find it. Also, you can't ride the train through that tunnel. It's just not possible to do that due to the electrical barricade. Don't know why that is, but whatever. It's just the way it is. It's dumb. Okay. Our next task we have to take care of is with Bentley. Which, thankfully, we are pretty close to the safe house. And we can just switch right back to him, no problem. It's literally just a sprint away. I really like the fact that you can move so fast with just running like this. It's quite fun. You should totally try it. Okay, before we begin, let's go.
Attention, men. This here's John Bison. That was a quality job you boys did unloading the spice off them boats. Soon enough, I'll have one of them special Iron Horse trains come by and pick it all up for distribution. Stay sharp, and once this here spice business is taken care of, we'll have ourselves a hunting party. Go out into the woods and kill us some bears, eh?
Nice. Okay. Like I said, we have one more job to take care of, and I think after this, the next phase of this episode will begin. Now then, how are we going to get up there? That's a pretty good question. And if I'm not mistaken, we may need to purchase that hover pack upgrade before we can even start the mission. Then again, maybe we can still get up there with more clever platforming. But I'm pretty sure we do need to purchase the hover pack. And that is going to be a truckload of money. That is for certain. Oh, okay, I can just, hop on this. That works.
According to this timetable, Iron Horse number 1 should be passing by any time now.
I see it. It's moving awfully fast.
Just jump on the caboose and go in through the hatch. Piece of cake.
Okay. Wow, okay, that moose just literally committed suicide. That is hilarious. Okay. Welcome to Iron Horse number 1. And this mission is kind of, reminds me a bit of, Metal Gear, just on a train. And I believe in this mission you cannot get spotted, otherwise, either you die or it results in failure. Something to that extent, maybe. But regardless, there are some breakable barrels here and other things that you can use to... Oh, hello there, Eagles. How you doing? Not sure what's up with that guy. Okay, why can't I hit him? There we go. That took a while. Phew. That was close. This mission really isn't that hard. you just have to move around in a very clever way and try not to get spotted by any enemies. Thankfully, these guys are very short-sighted. And there's also plenty of ways you can get around on the train, too. However, if you jump off, your goose is cooked. And when I say your goose is cooked, I don't mean that quite literally. I mean more like you will lose quite a bit of health. Well, that was easy.
Outstanding. Chalk up one strange robot organ for us, and one less Iron Horse train for John Bison.
Phew! Alright, another mission done. Good to see that. Alright, on to phase 2. Or 3, rather. Whatever.
Things are going great. We've already stolen one of John Bison's 3 clockwork parts. However, Iron Horse 2 and 3 are going to be a little tougher to crack. First, I'll need to hop aboard Iron Horse 2 and do a little preemptive RC chopper strike to clear out the air defenses. Once cleared, it'll be up to Sly to work his magic in the interior to get at that second clockwork lug. Murray, you'll need to trap some of the local bear cubs in order to unlock a nearby hand car. We're gonna need it to catch up with Iron Horse number 3. But don't worry, the cubs won't be hurt. Although I can't say the same for the guards.
Oh my, we're gonna have some real fun going bear cub hunting. Okay, let's see what we can do here. I think Sly has some more work, or he does not. Alright. I thought he had more work to do, but I guess not. Let's take care of Bentley's job first. Because I think his job is slightly closer to than that of Murray's. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure his job is the closest. Okay, I guess I was wrong. Oh well, it's fine. Like I said, we can work with what we have. Besides, it may also give us an opportunity to find where the last clue is. If anything else, I could always look up where the clue is located, so that's not a big deal.
Heads up, Bentley. Here comes Iron Horse number 2. You and that RC chopper of yours ready?
We'll get the job done, provided I can catch up with that train.
Okay, now it's time to hop on Iron Horse number 2. In Iron Horse number 2, unlike the last time where we had a really good vantage point to reach it, this time not so much. We do not have that kind of luxury. Instead, we need to make tracks as fast as humanly possible. And mission failed already. Dang it. Oh well, we'll try again. Again, we need a good vantage point before we can even consider getting to where the Iron Horse is located. Okay. Yeah, there's the train. Perfect. Here we go. That was easy enough.
This had better work. Sly won't stand a chance making it through this train unless I neutralize the aerial defenses. Good thing I outfitted the RC chopper with a new cannon. Let's see. The X button drops bombs and the square button shoots forward.
Okay. So welcome to a brand new, or the next chopper section.
I should bomb those missile launchers before things get ugly.
Okay, so in this mission, the RC chopper has been upgraded with a new weapon. So now we're dealing with not only grounded enemies, but also aerial enemies as well. And as such, we're given a new weapon up our arsenal. The new weapon can be fired by pushing and holding the square button. You can also fire bombs at the same time, so that's pretty awesome. If anyone is familiar with games like Raystorm, you may remember sections like this are actually pretty fun, and also kind of intense too. Just due in part with everything that's flying around on screen. Oh, hi there. Had no idea these were around and about. Thankfully, this mission does not have any sort of time limits to worry about here, so you can take as long as you need to knock everything down. And another thing, too, is I don't think this has a checkpoint system, at least in this mission. Maybe. Damn it! That was bad. Okay, let's try again.
I should bomb those missile launchers before things get ugly.
Whew. Okay, what we got here? Okay, it's another email informing me that one of my subscriptions just uploaded a new video. Okay. I wasn't sure what that email was all about. Usually whenever I receive an email from Gmail or YouTube or whatever, it's usually something going on. Whether it be copyright problems or newsletters. It's best to be wary of things like that. Okay, how am I missing that? I kind of wonder if I'm going to be able to pull this off flawlessly. Now watch, I say this and then I get hit immediately. Yep, of course. Okay, it appears as though these choppers that are just floating around in the air, they deal quite a lot of damage. Like a fourth, or more like a quarter amount of damage. That's pretty dang high. Another thing that's kind of annoying about this chopper is that though it does have a new forward-facing cannon, the fire rate on the thing is not very high. It only fires at maybe around 200 RPM. Regardless, it's not very fast.
This is it! The final stretch!
Indeed. Hopefully we can actually get through this in one piece. Though I highly doubt it at this point.
Oh no!
Damn it! Sometimes these bullets, you just can't see them. And you can't dodge them either. Okay, let's try this again. Hopefully this time things will go better. And I won't get murdered right away. I guess one thing you could do to help alleviate some of the difficult pain that this mission provides is just to hold the fire button down. In other words, hold square and don't let go. Since there's no overheating issue whatsoever when it comes to these vehicles here, you don't have to worry about the gun overheating ever. Okay. This mission can be kind of difficult and kind of a pain in the butt. But thankfully, it's not the worst thing ever. Trust me, there are other missions in this game that are far worse in difficulty. and also annoyance too. So far, so good. Let's see if we can keep it up. There we go. Another one down. I really hate the fact that the fire rate on this cannon here is just really bad. If it fired a bit faster, that would make things so much easier and better, in my honest opinion. But kind of have to work with what we have here. I also just noticed this now, but the RC chopper here, it has Bentley's mug on it. God damn it.
So close!
Bentley strikes again.
Yes, the aerial defenses are down. Now it's all up to Sly to finish the job.
Okay. That was hairy. But damn. Definitely glad we managed to get that done and over with relatively quickly. Granted, we did have some difficulty here. It wasn't the worst thing ever, by far. Okay. Now with this should open up yet another job opportunity. Or not. Honestly... Oh, there it is. There's the marker. I wasn't sure if another job opened up or not. I mean, it sounded like there should have been, and thankfully there was. Okay. Also, I'm not 100% sure, but I think if you end up getting spotted as Bentley, you won't be able to put the guards to sleep, even if you shoot them with a sleep dart. Then again, I could be wrong in that regard, and they do indeed fall asleep. Okay. Let's go, Sly. Time to get to work. Though his job is a little bit of a distance away, I could have sworn I heard the last clue bottle. Guess it was just my imagination. Okay, then. You know, this whole theme that's kind of playing right now, it reminds me a bit of Sasuke's theme from Naruto Shippuden. It has the same sort of melody and everything to it too, with the whole acoustic guitar thing and the guitar strings. And the same sort of rhythm too. It's kind of interesting how it has such a huge similarity. Kind of reminds me of another song from Naruto Shippuden that's also similar to another one that's also featured in Fairy Tail. It's pretty neat. Almost borderline copyright infringement, but not quite. Hi there. Goodbye. Hey there. How's it going, my little duckling? Prepare to die. Time to die! By the way, it appears that you can re-enter the cabins at any time, so that's pretty neat. How am I back?
Sly, the second iron horse train is coming too fast. You might not have time to jump on top.
Relax, Bentley. There's more than one way to get on top of that caboose.
Indeed there is. I could just paraglide right from the very top. That was easy. And Bentley said that this was coming in too fast.
The other clockwork lug should be hooked into the engine's furnace. Sneak your way up there and grab it.
Okay, so in this mission, once again it's more Metal Gear action. Kind of, but not really. But regardless, kind of have to make sure that we don't get caught. Otherwise, things will go south incredibly fast.
Seen how many missile launchers there were attached to these train cars. I don't mind saying that it took some real finesse on my part to deal with the defenses.
By the way, you can technically pickpocket these guards if you need to, or if you feel like getting a few extra a little bit of extra cash. Okay. I'm gonna have to take one of these guys out. Screw this. By the way, if you end up getting spotted, you won't die, thankfully, but again, you will lose quite a bit of time and also cause some unnecessary attention to come about you. And that's not a fun time at all. Unite!
Attention Iron Horse number 2. In case you haven't heard, some lucky varmint managed to make off with the Clockwork Lung and Iron Horse 1.
God damn it.
Punished according to the Lumberjack Code. Don't let the same thing happen to you. You boys have done some real good work lately, and I hate to have to put you out on disability. That's it. Keep your axes sharp.
Okay. One guard down. Still got 2 more to take care of here. Jeez, that took a lot more firepower than necessary. Also, it appears that these guys had a little too much to drink. So, as a result, they're not exactly the most alert, if you know what I mean. So try not to break any of the bottles that are just laying around about, otherwise you're going to be in some serious trouble. But there we go. We got Clockwork's Lung number 2.
Fantastic. We're raking in the clockwork parts left and right.
Good to hear. Another job done. And we're 65% done with the game already. Holy crap. Okay. Perhaps we can ride this train, or we can just immediately fall off like a frickin' idiot. Dang it. I was going to say, maybe we can ride the train around for a bit, and maybe we'll be able to find the last clue along the way. But no, apparently not. That just simply was not happening. Due to the way the train moves and everything, sometimes you can end up being thrown off of the train, even if you're standing perfectly still. Again, that's just due to the way physics work, especially in this game. There we go. Goodbye, goat. Then again, I don't think that was enough to kill him. Okay. Oh, that was a pretty easy evasion. That's for sure. Okay, we still have one more job to do before the next phase of this whole thing begins. Then again, maybe it'll open up yet another job. We'll definitely see. Alright, Murray, it's time for you to get to work. I know I had some things I could sell right now, but really, it's not like it would be worth very much. Usually, the items that you pickpocket aren't worth a whole lot of money, which is really unfortunate, as that makes buying all the upgrades in the game that much more difficult. But anyway, the real money comes in for when you actually manage to steal something of great value that's just hanging around in the field. Okay, let us begin the next work. The next job. Time to wrangle some bear cubs.
Use this handcar to chase down Iron Horse number 3. But for the time being, it's all fenced in.
No problem. I'll tear that fence apart.
The metal's too resilient for my bombs or your muscle. No, for this job, we're going to have to rely on a stronger force. The love of a mother or her child.
You got something to tell me?
Yes, I've had the good fortune of locating 2 juvenile bear cubs. If you put them together inside that fence, they'd surely start fighting. Bears at that age are particularly antisocial. Noise from the squabbles should bring their mother around to free the angry youths.
I get ya. That big mama bear will be able to smash the fence no problem to free her cubs.
That's correct.
Beware, cubs, for you are hunted by the Murray.
That just sounds so wrong on so many levels. Let's hope PETA aren't watching this stream. Otherwise, we're going to be in some serious trouble. And thankfully, we can just stomp the ground and carry a bear cub like it's nothing. Granted, I know that bear cubs can be kind of lightweight, but really, no. Don't ever try to do that. Otherwise, you will more than likely incur the
Good work,
mother bear's wrath.
I'll send you the coordinates to the next bear cub.
Okay. So the next bear cub and where that's located, there's appears to be 3 of them. So that's gonna be fun. Also, apparently, if you attract the attention of any of the guards around here and Carmelita's nearby, she'll join in and try to chase you down too and shoot you. So that's something you need to keep in mind when you get into fights. Okay, so the waypoint indicators...
Sorry to say it, but the other cub is somewhere in this bear cave. Be careful, Murray.
Oh dear, this is gonna hurt. Well, that could have most certainly gone better. Oh well. I was thinking maybe I'd have to commit suicide there, but no. Apparently if you run fast enough, you can outrun the bears. I didn't think it would be possible, but here we are. Anyway, I guess one thing I could do is try to distract him. Well, that could have most certainly gone better. Okay. So anyway, as I was trying to say, the waypoint indicator does not necessarily indicate where the bear is located. It gives you a general area of where it could be. God damn it. Get out of my way. Oh, there we go.
Well, that was fast. The mother is already on her way. That was beautiful. Just like a nature documentary. Only more violent.
Funny because it's true. Alright, time to begin the next part. Let's do this.
Okay, guys, this is it. Time to break into Iron Horse number 3 and carry away the Clockwork stomach. Now, the train's moving too fast to jump onto here in town, so we'll have to catch up with it on Murray's new handcar. Once we're in position, Sly'll hop aboard and make his way up to the engine. While he travels through the interior, I'll provide air support with my RC chopper. I've planned this as a textbook train robbery. If we all do our jobs right, what could possibly go wrong?
There's a lot of things that could go wrong on a frickin' train robbery such as this. Especially on this scale. Now, before we continue, of course, I will be trying to hunt down the last clue. And the person who's going to be starting this operation is Murray. And the operation is literally right there at the very start, like, just outside the safe house. So, that's neat. But like I said, we do kind of need to, I kind of need to look around a bit and see if I can find the last clue before we start the operation. That way we can end the episode after I get the last clue and the safe too. Like I said though, this is a very big place. There's a lot of verticality, and there are plenty of places where a bottle can potentially be. So you kind of have to stay sharp as you're exploring. God damn it. Goodbye. As far as where the bottle could be, I honestly have no clue. This is one of those things where I may not be able to find this thing right away. And it's going to take quite a bit of time in order to figure out. Also, apparently, Carmelita has her hands full with some of the local guards that are just unfortunately out on patrol. And are at the wrong place at the wrong time. I guess I could take a look around the train tracks. One thing I wish I could do here is just slide across the train tracks as if I was a freaking cowboy in the middle of the desert. Which is something you don't really get to do in this game, not until Thieves in Time. And even then, it only is restricted to a single character. As far as who that character is, I'm not going to say for spoiler reasons, obviously. Maybe I ought to have another look inside the bear cave, as I thought I grabbed everything inside of this place. But I guess while I was running, I didn't quite get everything I needed. Okay. Let's see if I can get this back to the safe house. Thankfully, it seems as though you have more than enough time to get these items back to the safe house. Like, way more than enough time, really. Wow, 1810. Not bad. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and buy the hover pack for Bentley because, honestly, that one is cheaper than Bentley's upgrade for this episode. Rocking it shell style. We even get a trophy for it too, which is pretty neat. Yoink. Nice sapphire. Okay. Now to head back to the bear cave and see if I can find the last dang clue there. You never know. I may stumble across it elsewhere. Honestly, it feels as though the best way to move around this place, other than fly through the air like a freaking fairy princess, is just to run around at the speed of sound. We got places to go, dude. We gotta follow our rainbow. Can't stick around. Gotta keep moving on. Because what lies ahead, only one way to find out. Must keep on moving ahead. No time for guessing. Follow my plan instead. Trust in me. Trust in what you can't see. Take my lead, I'll set you free. Follow me. Set me free. Trust me. and we will escape from the city. I will make it through. Follow me. Okay, I'll stop now. Sorry, couldn't resist. Oh dear. By the way, that ice is thin ice. If you stand on it for too long, you will get killed. So that's definitely something worth mentioning. And it doesn't matter where you are on that ice, it will eventually give way, and you'll be swimming with the fishes in no time, especially if you fall through. Although I think you will be teleported back to dry land, but even so, it still can be kind of damaging, and it would hurt a lot, especially with hypothermia being a huge deal here in Canada. Another item. Oh, hello! Beautiful! Perfect! Finally! That's all the frickin' clues of this episode. Is the safe here in this building? No, it's not. Okay. The safe, I think, is elsewhere. I guess it's worth checking anyway. Just to be sure. As I'm not really getting any sort of indicator that the safe is in here, and it's not. So coming in here is kind of a waste of time. Except with the possibility of being able to farm coins. Okay, let's go. Before we go and open up the safe for the episode, I will of course be delivering this to the safe house. Which is going to be kind of a rough ride, as we have a lot of enemies out on patrol, and we don't exactly have time to screw around. Okay. If you're on a time crunch such as this, it's best to get rid of any enemies in front of you and try to take them out stealthily. Otherwise, you're going to be in trouble. Also, we just barely had enough money to buy Murray's upgrade for the episode, which is awesome. Speaking of Murray, I know I can just go ahead and switch to him and start the operation, but I'm not going to do that. First, I'm actually going to go to the I almost said safe house. The safe for this episode, grab what it is inside of there, and get moving. Afterwards, we'll start the operation. Which, that should not be too hard, since we are hopping back onto another runaway train. And the third and final train is going to be the most difficult to get onto and also finish, too. So that's going to be real fun, let me tell you. Okay. Hey everyone, there's an alarm clock over there.
John Bison's in for another rude awakening the next time he checks in this vault. The code should be 129.
That would have been hilarious if it was 123. Seriously, it honestly would have. Here we have the music box.
You've gotten the music box move.
I wonder what it does. Attracts enemies, then yawn and watch them nod off. Ooh. So it's kind of like the alarm clock from before, except it attracts more enemies and makes them all fall asleep. Aw, how cute. I guess I can also use this as an opportunity to just annihilate everyone as they're all in a deep slumber, as if this was frickin' Sleeping Beauty. Plus, this works great in combination with the silent obliteration move, too. Okay, Well, so much for that plan. At least we got a good bit out of that, so honestly, it wasn't that much of a waste of time. Plus, it was a great opportunity to show off a new move. Also, apparently the camera got stuck behind the door. Thankfully, that was easily rectified by means of just bringing up the binocular. But even so, it is kind of annoying how that can happen occasionally with the camera getting stuck. Alrighty folks, now without further delay, it's time to start the operation, which is Operation Choo Choo. All aboard the hype train! Whoop!
Hop aboard, guys. We've got a train to catch.
Got it. Strong work, Murray.
Yeah, sure. The Murray's strength knows no limit.
You're on, Sly. Break into that train and steal the Clockwork stomach.
That John Bison's one strange guy. The Claw Gang divides up the Clockwork parts, and he walks away with the stomach and lungs? It still creeps me out.
Get creeped out later when we aren't riding an antique handcar at breakneck speeds.
Good point. It's time for a train robbery.
Let's go. Okay, time for Phase 1. Phase 1 of this operation is a really simple one. And with the new music box, we should more than likely be able to knock out a guard or two as we just make our way through. And I believe at a later point, Bentley will chime in with controls, or he'll chime in and provide some air support. And also, this entire room is completely infested with lasers that will fry us on impact. Though, I think if you have enough hit points and you're fast enough, you can just damage boost your way through the entire room. I could be wrong, though.
Ain't nobody getting past me. That there Clockwork stomach is as safe as a snowman in winter. I'd like to meet the varmint that's been looting my Iron Horse trains. By Jiminy, I get hot neath the collar just thinking about how I cut that boy down. I'd kill him like a spawn of them.
Okay. Apparently sometimes you may end up getting stuck in the moving animation even though you're clearly not. Kind of weird. Whoa! Hello!
Hey, Cooper. Thought I might find you here. Just can't stay away from these Clockwork parts, can you?
Oh, I just do it to meet exciting ladies like yourself.
If you'd like some excitement, why not climb up on top of the train? I'm sure to get your heart pumping. Maybe even show you my new ride.
No thanks, Neela. I've seen enough already.
What's the problem, Poodle? Afraid you can't take me on? Have to call up your little friends for help?
Come in, little friends. Neela's got me pinned down. Any chance of air support?
I've already launched the RC chopper. She won't know what hit her.
Come on, Cooper. Let's play. What in blazes? All right, little RC friend. This should be a quick bit of destruction.
Okay, time for Phase 2. So now we have to shoot Neela as she's flying around in the air while also playing a game of Bullet Hell. And believe me, this is definitely going to be kind of an intense battle. Considering that she not only throws regular projectiles at you, but also missiles too. Plus, you're not exactly dealing a whole lot of damage yourself. Just, again, hold the fire button down and pray. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm dead. I am so freaking dead. Maybe I can still manage to pull this off somehow. Come on, baby. Go down. There we go.
You Romy blighter! This is a... What? Oh no! Oh no!
That was some fancy flying, little friend.
Whatever you say, Poodle.
That was easy. And honestly, that was pretty dang close.
Sly, get to that clockwork stomach fast. This old hand cart is starting to fall apart.
Indeed. I know what you mean. Alright, time to head on forward. Which thankfully I believe the next part is gonna be a simple little excavation of manipulating the laws of physics. And I think there may be one more aerial combat operation part to this too. God damn it. I had a feeling it was gonna try to throw me off the train. Thankfully you don't take double damage. It's just a matter of just getting rid of the guards as soon as you get up here. It is kind of inevitable that you will end up taking damage as a result.
Never thought I'd see the day when his stomach got turned into a tool of evil.
Looks like John Bison's wised up and bolted the stomach down. We'll have to crack the engine block to get it free.
Then that's just what we'll do. A well-placed bomb down the train's smokestack will knock it loose. Just make sure to take some cover.
Not so fast, chum. The clockwork part is mine. They will all be mine.
Oh dear. Looks like Neela hasn't had enough yet, so now we have to play another game of bullet hell.
Let that be the rotator coupling.
Oh dear. I already lost 3/4 of health. And this battle is going to be a lot more difficult than the last. Especially considering what we are up against. Thankfully, whenever she's in her lower altitude, you can easily just drop bombs on her and still deal a lot of damage that way too. Which is a pretty nice bonus, if I do say so myself. Heck, you may even be able to nail her during the transition. Which is also pretty dang sweet. Now, unlike the laser that is attached to the front of this RC chopper here. Oh!
You won't stop me. Not the Cooper gang. Not Interpol. Not anyone.
Ha! Okay.
Stand clear, Sly. This might be messy. Sly? Sly? You okay?
Perfectly fine, Bentley. Perfectly
I've
fine.
got an upset stomach on my hands, but other than that, I feel great.
Alright, that was easy. Excellent. Bada bing, bada boom.
The gang and I had pulled off the impossible. We'd successfully robbed all of John Bison's iron horse trains, and we were walking away with 3, count them, 3 clockwork parts. And as a bonus, we shut down spice distribution in all of North America. Needless to say, we were pretty pleased with ourselves. Can't say the same for Carmelita. Once again, the framed policewoman had to run from the cops. Which was fun at first, but I'm starting to feel a little sorry for her. I mean, what if they replaced Carmelita with someone else? I don't want another cop on my tail. She's a big part of why this is all fun. Sooner or later, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to clear her name. Some way other than turning myself in.
That's definitely something we're definitely going to have to figure out. And we will be doing so in due time, as we are ready to head into episode 7. And we only took about an hour and a half to complete episode 6, which is honestly pretty good. Although I feel like I could have finished that faster if I wasn't trying to stumble around. If I wasn't stumbling around trying to find the last clue that was missing. But regardless, it's time to take on episode 7, which is Menace in the North, eh? Let us begin, eh?
Things just weren't right up in Canada. Random acts of violence were popping up like weeds, and the Northern Lights, well, they just weren't right. One night they'd be brighter than ever, and the next, gone. In Nunavut Bay, I overheard talk between John Bison and his mysterious partner Arpeggio. Somehow, those two are behind it all. Tracking the source of the disturbance was easy. By simply following the lights, we were led north to an immense lumber camp. The sheer number of fallen trees advertised John Bison's presence and that he was in possession of the Clockwork Tallons. The Thieves Raccoonus makes numerous references to the Talons slicing through plates of steel. A skilled lumberjack like Bison could clear a forest in hours while wielding the artifacts. Those Talons have got to go, both to finally do away with Clockwork and to save the environment from his twisted sense of progress. The world just doesn't need to make space for another strip mall.
Indeed. Time to take the fight to the menace from the north, eh? Time to dive into the belly of the beast as we head into episode 7. And this is when things really start to get interesting and real. Once again, we have some very expensive upgrades here on offer. We have Thief Reflexes, Guttural Roar, and Reduction Bomb. Let's see. Thief Reflexes slows time to a crawl. Wasn't that a move from the Thieves Raccoonus originally as one of the optional upgrades you can get? Why is it that you can purchase it off the Thief's Net? I don't get it.
Okay, so here's what we know. 1, Arpeggio's blip is on its way to pick up a battery from John Bison. And 2, the only way we'll get a crack at Arpeggio's clockwork brain is by finding a way to sneak aboard his blip.
But before we do that, we'll need to snag the Clockwork Tallons off John Bison. Time is short and we've got a lot to accomplish.
True, but first things first. This lumber camp isn't on any of my maps. I need you to poke around and take some recon photos. They'll help to get my sensors oriented.
No problem. Recon photos, I got covered.
In anticipation of the icy climate, I took the liberty of modifying your cave. It can now separate into 2 smaller caves, useful for ice climbing. Try ascending to the top of that sheet of ice. Just jump and hit the circle button to dig in.
Okay, that's pretty sweet. So, before we even start this whole episode off, we of course need more reconnaissance photos. And since this technically is a place of unknown origin and unknown certainty, we kind of need to climb up and take some reconnaissance photos of this entire land. Also, random eagles are going to be swooping down out of gosh diddly dang nowhere, which is really freaking annoying. And I believe we're forced onto a job as soon as we enter here. So that is something worth mentioning. I could be wrong. I think we are technically not on a job just yet. Yeah, definitely not. But even so, we definitely should get things started so that way we can figure out what it is we need to do. Funny enough, this whole cane modification, this doesn't appear ever again in any other Sly Cooper game up to this point. Goodbye.
See my cane upgrade perform so well in the field. Now scout the area. I could really use the reconnaissance.
I hear ya. Okay, let's see. definitely have quite a large number of photos that we need to take. And thankfully it is indicated via the Binocucom and also the radar system, I guess. Hello, bear.
This place is bear country, all right. Interesting. He's putting out a slight radio signature.
It looks as though the bears here are tagged. Like, what is that all about? And if you must know, I really have no idea. Dang it. Seriously, that wasn't enough to kill you? And that was? I honestly don't get it. But I don't care. Okay, really? How was I spotted again? Immediately. I don't get this game sometimes, I swear. Okay. Thankfully, we're right near another one of the photo ops opportunities. Also, remember before how I mentioned that there's a glitch in one of these episodes? Of, the episode essentially resetting itself? Well, this is that episode. Episode 7 is where this glitch can occur. So that is something you need to keep in mind. Try not to let the glitch happen to you, and only go for the safe if you're out on a job, not out on a job. Wait until you're finished. Otherwise, you're going to be in trouble. And I believe the clues here are also going to start becoming a lot more cleverly hidden. So, this is when things are really going to start to get fun when it comes to trying to find them all. I mean, I know I struggled a bit when I was searching for one of the clues before in the last episode. Here, it might become even trickier. Also, a bang went off. Not sure what that is. I don't think it came through on here since it wasn't so loud, but it was loud enough for me to hear it, so I assume that it also was picked up here, but I could be wrong. Hello there, clue. Oh, crap. Hello, trouble. God, I hate that so much sometimes. What's also really annoying, too, is that the clues also make noise upon, shattering. So, only pick up the clues after you get rid of the guards, or if there's none around. Okay, that was pretty close. 9 out of 30. I know there's another one just nearby here. This is also a pretty good place where you can farm a good number of coins from the guards that are out on patrol here. And they're always patrolling constantly. Now then.
Those saw blades look particularly old. I guess this logging camp has been around for a while.
Wouldn't be surprised if this was made back in the 1800s, and yet it's still operational, even though it shouldn't be at this point in time. I'm surprised that guy didn't see me. I did appear in front of his vision off the corner of his eye. I don't know how he didn't catch me, but of course someone else did. Fantastic. Okay, never mind. Okay. Also, the saw blades that are on the roofs, they can hurt you quite a lot, so don't touch them for the love of God. If you touch them, you're more than likely going to die. So, I figure I'd throw that out there. dang it. Didn't mean to fall down. There we go. Okay, come on. Seriously, that wasn't high enough to kill him? It seems like the height that it takes to kill some of these weaker enemies is kind of inconsistent of whether or not they'll actually die or not. I mean, if they're 1 pixel too low, then that means they will survive to continue fighting until eventually they die. It's kind of annoying. And I wish that wasn't the case, but it is what it is. Okay. Ooh, another clue. Oh, shoot. I thought for a second there I just jumped into that guy's searchlight. That would have been bad. Oh, come on. Give me the thing. Thank you.
Fascinating. My sensors detect a Wi-Fi link to that boat. It must be piloted by computer.
That wouldn't be surprising in the least bit, as technology has truly advanced quite a lot over this past decade alone. I mean, we have self-driving cars nowadays, which is pretty dang scary. Even if a car I would own in the future would have self-driving capabilities, I would not feel safe letting an AI-controlled vehicle take me from place to place. Honestly, I feel better being able to control the vehicle myself. But that's just me. Wow, that guy's definitely having a bad day. He is stuck. That is hilarious. It's honestly one of the most hilarious things you'll see all day. That poor sap is just stuck. Or at least he was until eventually he phased through. Must have been one of those things that occur in, like, say, Banjo-Kazooie, where if you rub up against the seam of a slope or something, eventually... Oh, wow, a bear can die. Well, what do you know? I guess in order to kill a bear, it has to lunge into the watery depths below. Let's do this. Thankfully, it seems as though the music box is one of the most useful items in the entire game. Funny how I never even bothered to fully utilize it, as I never really got the chance to do so during my initial playthrough all those years ago. It's honestly better than the alarm clock, in my honest opinion. It not only distracts the guards, but I think it costs the same amount of weapon energy as the alarm clock itself, plus with the added bonus of being able to put enemies to sleep. Plus, I think it even has a wider radius. Not too sure, but regardless, it's definitely a worthy item to have in your arsenal if you happen to be lucky enough to find it. Oh my god, are you serious? Well, that was lame. Okay. Now, our next item of interest is John Bison's house. As far as where that is... Oh, it's right here.
John Bison's house. The lair of the beast. The den of evil. The epicenter of ecological destruction. Okay, that should do it. Now for the real point of interest. Head for that lighthouse and try to find a way to sneak in.
Okay, that sounds fun. So, even though we have our reconnaissance photos, we're going to need a little bit more intel if we're going to be able to figure out what it is we need to do in order to get the clockwork parts that are stored here. Which, that's going to be real fun to figure out. Let me tell you. Honestly, I haven't really been getting too lucky when it comes to finding items lately. Don't know why that is. Perhaps that's just the way my luck is. Luck in the draw. Again, at least I'm getting a good number of coins with every thing I find. Oh my god. Well, that's kind of annoying. Sometimes the sneak attack can end up throwing you off the frickin' face of the earth. And it can do that based on where the enemy is heading. If you execute the move, you're basically homed into that enemy's location until eventually you drop along with the enemy. So that's kind of annoying. I'm surprised Sly was able to cling onto that tree from there. Quite fun. Alright, time to head into the lighthouse.
That door seems to be locked from the inside. Try to find another way in.
And I already have. Okay, why is it that these things are just materializing in and out of existence? Honestly, I don't get this game sometimes, I swear. Okay, in we go. Hello.
That's the battery charger, but where's the battery Arpeggio's coming to pick up?
Good question.
Just looking at that spinner makes me dizzy. I was right. The entrance is barred from the inside. Might as well get a shot of old John Bison.
Then why knock me out of the binocular view?
Sly, listen in. He's mumbling to himself.
Come on, John. You got it in you. Those Lumberjack Games need some more competition, eh? What would attract the participants? Bullseye! I'll post the Clockwork Tallons as a trophy. That should bring in the competition. Although, who am I kidding, eh? I'm gonna win just like every other year. Oh, it's tough being this tough. It sure is, yeah.
Head back to the safe house. We need to talk about these Lumberjack Games.
The Lumberjack Games, eh? That's gonna be real fun to figure that out.
Well, guys, John Bison has unknowingly thrown down the gauntlet. With the Clockwork Tallons as a trophy, we'd be fools not to participate in his Lumberjack Games. Fortunately, due to frequent avalanches, a log chopping guide was frozen in a wall of ice not far from our position. Sly, you're in charge of acquiring the book. I'm sure it will prove invaluable. Now, we're all aware that Arpeggio's blip is coming to pick up another battery. To sneak aboard without incident, I'd recommend we pull a Trojan horse and stow away inside the battery. However, the location of the device is still a mystery. We need some inside information. So, working together, you two will infiltrate the Moose Guard's secret RC combat club. Those guys all work in the lighthouse. If you win the battle, I'm sure they'll talk. Despite his antique mind, John Bison's no fool. To keep tabs on him, we'll need to bug his house, steal the radio tags off local bears, and then jerry-rig them into a sensor array. It's a challenging set of tasks, and that blip's on its way. Let's get to work.
Whew. Looks like we don't have much time to waste. as we got to get a lot done within a short period of time. Although that's more so story reasons, if anything else. But even so, it's still gonna be a fun time. So then, we have a few jobs here that we need to take on right now. Oh, hello, Clue Bottle. How are you? Yoink! Ooh, another one. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Okay, I'll stop. Figure I might as well pick up a couple of clues while I was out. And also, Murray's job is the closest to the safe house, so I'm going to go ahead and grab him. Not so that it's inconvenient or anything, but even so. Figured it's a good time to let him shine. He didn't really get much of a chance to do so as of late. Especially now. Goodbye.
Rumor has it that several off-duty guards meet in that cabin for an RC combat club.
This is going to be great. I haven't been in any RC combat since that job we pulled in Istanbul. It was awesome.
An RC combat club. I wonder if the rules of the RC club are the same as Fight Club. Rule number 1, don't talk about Fight Club. Rule number 2, there are no other rules. The end. Ow, my neck.
Those guards will never let you into the combat club without a disguise. That old moosehead should do the trick. Only there's no way for you to get up there. Hide out in this barrel while I send in Sly to steal the head.
Okay, that sounds easy enough.
Sly, if you can get the stuffed moosehead without being detected, Murray should be able to join the RC Combat Club without raising any suspicion.
Sounds cool. Okay, time to begin this job. Mostly we're going to be doing this as Sly, or at least the beginning part of this. Thankfully, this shouldn't be too difficult to do. All we need to do here is just get through this whole combat club, or tank combat, RC club, whatever, without being detected at all. Which is going to be a lot easier said than done, as there are a lot of things that can go wrong. Plus, the guards that are standing around are not exactly the friendliest of folks. And they'll be more than happy to gun Sly and the gang down if they end up getting spotted. Plus, I think if they do end up spotting Sly, it results in a mission failure. Now I need to figure out how the heck it is I'm gonna get up there. Wait, I think I just saw a pole. Okay. At least now I figured it out. Ooh, large necklace. By the way, I don't think you're allowed to kill any guards here. If you do, it also results in a mission failure. As if there are no guards around for the frickin' club, then why is there even a club in the first place? That would definitely throw a wrench into everything that we've done. And that would not be fun. However, you are free to pickpocket these guys and steal any items they may have in their pockets. Damn it. Okay, cool. Kind of surprised that Sly can even walk on that so easily. Now, for this part, again, this really... I don't think there's a way you can damage boost your way across. So you kind of have to do it the old-fashioned way, and it's not like it takes like a million years to do so anyway, so not a big deal. And thankfully these guards are just so sleepy and so drowsy that you can just sneak on by as if you weren't even there, like a proper master thief does. Not sure why it ate my input there. Okay. Boop. Man, I love doing that. Now, I believe this guard, you can't really kill him. Same with everything else.
Hurry! Heads up!
Okay, how did that guard not wake up? I don't get it.
Hey, fellas. Any of you guys think you can beat the the moose? Maybe put a bet on it.
Oh, I'm in, eh? I ain't got a lot of money for this wager, but there's no way I'd lose to a new guy like you, huh?
Wow.
That RC combat drone takes some skill to control. Steer with the left analog stick and hold down the X button for gas. After you collect a fallen ammo, press the square button to fire its turret. Here's a pro tip. You can only aim the turret while you're stopped.
Okay. Well, this is definitely gonna be a fun little challenge. So, for this one, you want to pick up power-ups that are scattered all around this whole battle arena place. And once you collect one, you just push, I believe you push and hold the square button to fire.
You won, eh? But I ain't got no money.
That
How did I
might be
win?
okay. It all depends.
Depends on what?
On whether or not you know the location of the Northern Light battery.
Oh, well, I guess I owe ya.
Okay. Well, I guess he managed to spill the beans on that one. Nice. Well, I'm glad that went as well as it did. I'm kind of surprised that he just took himself out. Even though I was clearly defenseless in every way, shape, and form. There was literally nothing I could do, except accept the fact that I was going to die. I really thought I was a goner for sure, but lo and behold, who knew that you can actually hurt yourself during the whole combat thing. Again, who knew? Okay. Time to get to work with Sly here. Sly has a few jobs of his own to take care of. And thankfully we should be able to get done within a good pace. Okay, what? Apparently another thing that's worth mentioning with the whole stealth takedown thing is if you happen to miss your strike, you, or just miss the combat silent obliteration technique somehow, like the enemy is thrown off the edge and you miss him during the animation, the attack will fail, which is really annoying. But thankfully it's not the worst thing in the world, it's just annoying. I wonder what song is playing off of that music box right now. I guess we could always find out in due time. But for right now, it's time to steal and get ready for the next job as Sly, which is literally right here. Although I kind of want to explore up here and see what I can find. There might be a clue around here, around these higher parts of the area. I'm not too sure. As the whole draw distance thing, that may come back and bite us in the butt. Ah, whatever. Just drop down like a ninja and get this party started.
The wild bears in the area have been tagged with radio tracking devices. If you can snag enough of them, we should be able to set up a receiver array around John Bison's house.
I'm always up for bugging someone's home.
The first step is crawling into that bear cave and stealing the goods.
I'm on it.
Oh dear, this is gonna be a real fun mission. Going into a frickin' bear cave is definitely gonna be really tricky.
The radio transmitters have all been tagged in their mouths. You'll have to sneak up and pickpocket it while they're yawning.
Sounds safe.
Stay clear of the thin, crackly ice. Walking on it is sure to wake the bears.
I'll keep that in mind.
Okay. Now we need to be really creative with this, as we need to move around silently and pick all these transmitters that are in the bears' mouths. We can only get them while they're yawning. And of course that happened. All because I bonked and I could not recover. Dang it. Well, that's annoying. Anyway, as I was trying to say before, you can only get these transmitters from the bears when they are yawning. Any other time, you won't be able to do it. And I believe the yawning of the bears are on a predetermined cycle. So, I believe they yawn every 10 seconds or so, and they yawn for about 3 seconds. That'll be your opportunity to swoop in and grab the radio transmitters and rip them straight from their jaws. Damn it! What's even more annoying is, if you end up waking any of the bears at any time, you have to restart the entire mission. So, that's annoying. And it's very easy to end up waking up these bears, too. Thankfully, it's not like you'll get into a bear fight or anything. No. Instead, you'll just fail immediately, like I have the past couple of attempts. Boom. That's number 2. It's also pretty easy to figure out what is regular terrain and what is thin ice. Ah, I thought I could just steal that. Oh well. At least the yawn wasn't too long for that one. Huh. Okay. I'm also kind of surprised that this doesn't make a whole lot of noise. I don't even know how that's possible, but whatever. I guess Sly makes things work because he is a master thief after all. And a very acrobatic one, too. Okay. Perhaps hopping on that thing is not a good idea. And done.
Only you could have pulled that off. Head outside and I'll fill you in on the next step.
Damn it! Come on, man. Do I have to do the whole thing over again? Some bitch if I do. All because I didn't realize there was a freaking hook there. Man, this stinks. Why couldn't the checkpoint be activated right there? God, that is lame. Especially now, since I have to waste another 2 or 3 minutes just to pickpocket frickin' bear teeth. I might get lucky with the cycles this time around, but I don't know. There we are. That's another one down. Come on, yawn please. Thank you. Okay, is it me or is it that you can see right through Sly's head if you view it at a certain angle? It's like off the very corner of his eye that you can just see right through the character model. Can't believe I just noticed that now. Cool. Got a good cycle off of that.
Only you could have pulled that off. Head outside and I'll fill you in on the next step.
Okay. Phew! Well, that was an annoyance and a half, but I'm glad it's finally over. Now for phase 2 of this mission.
To form a receiver array, you'll have to place the radio transmitters in precise locations around John Bison's base of operations.
Seems easy enough.
Once you're in position, hit the circle button to place the transmitter.
Okay. Sounds easy enough. Though the locations do have to be predetermined, though. And that is kind of a bit of an annoyance. But it's not that big of a deal. Could have sworn I heard a clue bottle bouncing. I guess not. Apparently there was a pole here for a reason. I guess if you climbed up or something. Who knows? Okay. Alright, first transmitter placed. On to the next one. Oh dear. Come on, give me the clue. Thank you. That was one thing I wanted to do before heading out of this part. And we only have 5 clues left to get before we can access the safe. Which, that is going to be fun. Speaking of clues, here's one more. Now, how are we going to get up there? Good question. I guess we'll worry about that later. I mean, I could always approach it from a different angle, and that's indeed what I'm going to do. Come on, pickpocket his ass. Jeez. Get a little closer, why don't you? Why don't you smooch? I guess this is another spot for another transmitter. Okay. So at least that was kind of a mixed blessing, if you know what I mean.
Perk up your ears, boys. I'm gonna tell you all the tally for last month. The Blue Lumberjack team managed to clear just 128 acres of forest. Not bad considering they had to kill all them badgers to do it, eh? But now, the Gold Lumberjack team, bless their hearts, those boys chopped down 211 acres. Y'all hear that? 211 acres of progress. Almost brings a tear to my eye when I think about how much wilderness y'all saved. Keep up the good work, fellas. Not long till we can start putting up those track homes. Yeah.
Okay. That may have been a bit of an annoyance, but really it wasn't that bad. Also, it appears that the Lumberjack games have already technically begun. Well, okay, not really. It's more like the whole radio transmission just notified that a huge number of acres have been knocked down by 2 separate teams. Whew. Good for them, I guess, but it was kind of unnecessary, and Mother Nature is surely going to be pissed. And I'm pretty sure she'll rain down her reign of justice. And maybe even throw in a hurricane to boot, too. Okay. Now then, time for the next radio transmission. Of course. I was right near there, too. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, where to now? Don't you just hate it when you're trying to jump off of a pole or something, and you end up jumping up against the pole? Seems to happen to me quite often, and that's really dang dumb. Okay. Again, the only hard part about this whole mission here is not so much placing all the transmitters, but just extracting the transmitters from the bears in the first place. One thing I'm kind of wondering, how is it that Sly is able to pull out the transmitters from the bear's teeth without hurting them or even getting them to go off or anything? Like, isn't that kind of painful? If anything, if Sly were to not become a thief anymore, he should be a freaking dentist! He'd probably make the best dang dentist the world's ever known. He's just that good. He knows how to rip out teeth without causing any pain, without any sort of anesthetics whatsoever. Kind of fun and interesting at the same time. I wonder if there's any sort of fan art out there of depicting Sly in some other career path. That'd be kind of funny. And also fun, too. Alright, there's another one. Only one more to go. And the last one we need to plant is over in John Bison's house. Or more or less his frickin' man cave, if you know what I mean. At this point, the silent obliteration technique is really a godsend. Especially considering we're so far into the game that enemies are going to start appearing in more groups. And it's also going to be more difficult to silently take them all down without completely obliterating them or ourselves. And done.
Nice work. The array's up and running.
Whew. Okay, that was a fun little adventure. Plus, we got quite a lot done, too. Only 3 clues left to collect for this episode, and then we're done. Definitely making some good progress here, boys and girls. I definitely like that. I wasn't sure if there was going to be anything else over here. But regardless, the next job, oddly enough, is over here. I think this is the mission where if you end up dying in this place, this is where the story resets to. So, once again, it's best to try to collect all the clues before we head out. That way we can grab the safe while we're inside that log house. And then we can keep moving. Then we can start moving. And I believe I know where one of the clues are. And believe it or not, it's where the operation for this episode is going to begin. So that's pretty nice. Okay. I wonder if we'll find the last 3 clues up there too. I don't think that'll be the case, but it's worth a look anyway. You may never know. We may actually find something rather interesting, to say the least. Oh, speaking of clues, here's another one. Alright, 2 left. There's one of them over here. And, like I said, I know exactly where the last one is. Perfect. Absolutely perfect timing that we're going to actually get the freaking clues before we finish up this episode, which is freaking awesome. To get to where the last clue is located, there's an icicle wall that's on the side of this lighthouse here. Oh, I see what the song is now that's playing off in the music box. It's a remix of Rockabye Baby. That's cute. It is a royalty-free song after all, since it is a classic nursery rhyme. Along with another almost as confusing title of Hushabye Baby, which I never even knew that existed until a certain Kid Icarus episode. But, anywho, it's something worth mentioning. Alright, here's the last clue. Alright, time to head back to the safe house and bring in a frickin' truckload of cash. And hopefully I won't get swooped by a frickin' eagle. And done. Made it back safe and sound. Ooh, $22.79. Sweet. Let's do thief reflexes. Okay. Well, with that, we're done. We're done with clue collecting for right now, which is freaking awesome. And the next job, believe it or not, is where the safe is located. So, that is awesome. We'll get a 2-for-1 special. It'll be epic. Okay. To get to where we need to go, it's just literally a hop, skip, and a jump. And here we are. Welcome to the logging house, also known as the logging house of death. As if you die in here, story progress is reset to this job.
Sly, I've detected what appears to be an ancient guide to log chopping that might be useful for the Lumberjack Games. Unfortunately, it's frozen deep in an ice wall.
How are we supposed to get to it? Wait for more global warming?
That industrial laser is used to cut through petrified logs. If it could be bounced out that window, with your help, I should be able to harness its energy to melt the ice wall and free the bug.
How do I redirect that thing?
There should be a switch on the other side of this wall. Throw it and then head outside.
Sounds cool, and also quite a lot of fun. So with that in mind, let's get things underway. And also you can just bypass that by cleverly jumping across. It's just one of those things that you can do as a speedrunning tactic. And it's also really fun and fancy to pull off too. Okay. Now I believe the safe is just around the corner here. I have no idea if I'm going to be able to pull this or get the safe here during the job. I'm not 100% sure on that. Ooh, sweet. A ruby. Alright, let's see if we can pull this off. Yes, we can.
If I did my math right, and I always do my math right, then the combination has got to be 583.
Ooh, the lightning spin.
Yeah, Zooks, that's a nice one.
Indeed it is. Let's see. Lightning spin. I'm gonna put this to L2. Spin to create an intense electrical field. Ouch. Ooh. Why don't we try it out? Nice. It did cost quite a bit of weapon energy to use, but dang was it worth it. It electrifies your cane and you spin around for about 3 seconds, in which case you can use that time to just zap everyone around you. Perfect for clearing out crowds.
Attention all you fellas working the sawmill. Make sure you keep a steady watch. A prowler's been spotted. We cannot afford to have any of them happen to our log-cutting equipment. Particularly that laser-type saw blade. We're gonna need it once we get to them old logs up near Lookout Mountain. But hey, you know, you should still enjoy yourself, eh? I mean, how many people get to cut down forests for a living? You're lucky. Don't ever forget that.
Okay. Well, that was a pretty nice, warm, soft-hearted conversation from,
Done it!
John.
The laser's been redirected out the window.
Cool. Glad to see that's happening. Now we can finally head out of here and start the next part of this job, which is redirecting all the lasers. I wonder what classification this laser is.
Now to get that laser pointed at the ice wall, you'll need to alter its direction with the crystals I put in your pouch.
I see. I just walk to where the laser stops, place a crystal, and it'll bounce the beam to a new position. That log chopping book is as good as ours.
Ooh, that sounds cool. Having fun with laser redirection. What's even more fun is that this laser's so powerful, it could literally roast you alive. Although I kind of wonder how it is that they're able to redirect the laser's trajectory without the need of readjusting the crystal's position. It's like place it down and bada bing bada boom, the laser's instantly redirected towards the next destination within a matter of seconds without the need of any sort of redirection. I don't get it. It's more video game logic that I just simply will never understand. But I still question it anyway because it's fun to do so. Another Big Bang. What the heck is that going? What the heck is that all about? Guess we'll never know. Oh. Okay, that's one way of redirecting a laser. Okay. I was wondering how this was even possible. And how is it that the laser's going through this part of the level? I don't get it. Okay. Now that we have the electrical spin move and the safe has been unlocked for this episode, we can just breeze right on through the rest of it. Although we can still get some serious cash from things that are just lying around about. And we kind of need it if we're going to get all the upgrades here. That's for sure. Okay. Seriously, game? Well, that was kind of lame. What the devil? Seriously? Oh wow, you can't be serious right now. Of all the times to have something like this happen, why now? Go away, you stupid bear! Go claw someone else! One thing definitely worth noting is that the electrical spin, as useful as that move is, it does cost quite a lot of weapon energy to use. So only use it if you're completely surrounded and you have no other options. And I believe if you end up dying at this point, once again it is kind of a reset of the mission up to this point. Oh crap, baskets! Go away! I just can't catch a break today. Why is it that Mother Nature hates me? Granted, I know I'm a technology person and everything, but... Oh, okay, apparently, even if you do die, every crystal you place down marks a checkpoint. That's awesome. So at least it's not that unforgiving. Not like the last mission was, that's for sure. Okay. Good night. More bears, eh? Just seems like I'm running into them a lot lately, especially when I am not trying to. Not exactly a fun time. Oh crap. How the hell did I fall? Ooh, piece of candy. Okay, that was kind of hairy. And also kind of scary. Unintentional rhyming for the win. Okay, there's still more to this. Seriously, how much longer? I don't think we're that much further, or it's not that much longer until this mission's done. There's a lot of laser redirections that we need to do, and we're basically going to be running all over the map in order to redirect all the lasers to the block of ice that is holding the legendary logging book. Although, why is that the book is covered in a sheet of ice in the first place? I don't get it. That's just dumb. What a dumb place to put a legendary book. Why not stick it on a bookshelf in the frickin' library or something? I mean, seriously, it's difficult to find the right book that you're looking for anyway within said library. It's funny how libraries are so rare nowadays since technology is so prevalent. And done.
Stand clear, Sly. Something else is coming out of the deep freeze. I've never seen such a majestic creature. So full of life, so ready to live. So much for that. He's back in the deep freeze.
And it never actually left in the first place. That's hilarious.
Cheer up, pal. We got the log chopping guide.
Okay, folks, we're 75% done with the game already. Holy crap. That is awesome.
After reading through the log chopping guide, it's become painfully clear that to win in the Lumberjack Games, we'll have to cheat. Now, I've constructed a plan that hinges around us acquiring an eagle's egg, which is more difficult than you'd think. First, Murray needs to lure a bear into taking out the local oil mains. Once destroyed, the pressurized oil should ignite and create updrafts, which Sly will then use to paraglide over to the eagle's nest, grab an egg, and then head back to the safe house. Thanks to Murray's undercover work in the RC Combat Club, we've learned that the Northern Light Battery is hidden in a silo nearby. The battery needs some serious modification if we're going to hide inside it to sneak onto Arpeggio's blimp. First, we'll short the battery with grapple lines on local boats. Then, we'll all break into the lighthouse and sever the power flow to the battery. That way it won't recharge. Given my electrical engineering background, this plan has a 97% chance of success. Pretty good, huh?
Pretty good. What's the other 3%? Instant death and annihilation upon contact? Very likely. And it may be priceless to everyone else here. Which is pretty fun. Said no one ever. Okay, I think I saw there was an indicator for Murray around here. Yep. Funny how all the jobs for all three characters are basically right next to each other. goodbye. Nice.
If we're gonna get an eagle egg, you'll first have to destroy all the local oil mains.
It looks pretty sturdy. The Murray is strong, but his fists can't punch through metal.
No problem. See that old bear down there? His name is Grizzleface. The guards ignore it because he's blind and practically nerve dead, except for his sense of smell. If that old guy smells fish, there's no stopping him. Use Grizzleface to take out the oil mains.
But I don't smell like fish, do I? How can I lure him around?
Bentley's taken up a post along the river. He'll keep tossing bombs into the water, and the fish should get blown sky high. Plenty should land near your position.
So you want me to throw a fish at the oil mains so that old Grizzleface will knock him apart?
That's the idea. You might even try throwing fish at the guards. Might improve their odor.
That's funny. Okay. Wow, what a great throw, said no one ever. Alright, let's try again. Yo, Grizzleface, over there. Okay, why is he not going over to where the thing is? Then again, I might be able to just, jump down from here? I don't know. Okay. This shouldn't be that hard. There we go.
Nice work. Trot old Grizzleface over to the next oil main by luring him with fish.
Indeed. That's what I plan to do. I think he'll follow you so long as you're holding the fish. So long as you're not acting hostile towards him, you should be able to lure him over just fine. Just, again, keep in mind that he can't exactly jump across chasms. So you kind of have to make do with what you have in hand. And also try to walk around on ground level as much as possible. So in other words, walk across bridges and also across the ground, and everything should be okay. This should destroy the machine too. Okay. Apparently the one machine I thought I destroyed earlier did not get destroyed. That's annoying. Then again, the radar indicator is still going off saying that one machine over here is still not destroyed? Or is it? I think the bear can keep up with you even if you're running around at the speed of sound. And there are bear traps around here too, which does make this kind of an annoyance.
Grizzleface has caught the scent. He's coming.
Where is Grizzleface anyway? He should be around here somewhere. I know that I technically kind of lost him before. And now that I think about it, I'm probably going to need to find him before I can continue this mission. Which is so freaking annoying. It's so easy to end up losing the bear. It's not even funny. Hello?
That bear can run pretty fast. He's on the way.
You sure he's on the way? Because it most certainly seems like he's not. I kind of want to stick around and see where he'll show up.
Sensors in the safe house indicate that Grizzleface is on the move.
Question is, where is Grizzleface anyway? It just seems like he disappeared. Oh, there he is. Okay, now, in order to get this thing down to where we need to be... Actually, I guess he destroyed that machine earlier. That's interesting. I didn't think he would destroy that, considering he was out of sight.
Bear's coming. Grizzleface is moving towards your position.
Okay. Now we just gotta wait for the frickin' bear to show up. Honestly, this mission's really not that hard. It's just a matter of waiting. So there's a lot of tedious waiting around that you have to do in order to finish this mission. Which, thankfully, is not the worst thing ever. It just takes time. Alrighty, let's go, buddy. Still got one more thing to take out. Thankfully, this last thing that we need to do here shouldn't be that hard. I say as I fall into the water like an idiot. Okay.
That bear can run pretty fast. He's on the way.
I guess this thing wasn't completely destroyed yet.
Grizzleface is moving towards your position.
I seriously don't understand. How is it that this thing is not completely destroyed, and yet it looks destroyed enough to me? Yeah, it's
Sensors
still.
in the safe house indicate that Grizzleface is on the move.
Okay, where is Grizzleface? He should be coming. Hello, Grizzleface.
Grizzleface has caught
Where...
the scent. He's coming.
Oh, okay.
Now that the walleyes are
Oh, phone call.
all set up for a paragliding job off the lighthouse.
Don't know who that is, but if it's important, they'll leave me a message. Goodbye. Oh, hi there. Didn't realize that was there. Well then. Looks like we have another safe house escape sequence to do. And I'm definitely not going to have enough time to complete this. Not with Murray. I guess I can always try again, though. Wait, is the item just gone permanently? Then again, maybe if I reload the episode, it should reappear. Regardless, I think I'm just going to go ahead and exit the episode menu and then reload it. Reason as to why is this will allow me to get back to the safe house that much more quickly. Sometimes when you're in doubt and you need to get back to the safe house quickly, just do a warp. Return to episode menu and you should be good. Okay. Actually, maybe I'll take care... Nah. Okay, I think since I have here we go. Since I have the hover pack available for Bentley now, it's honestly not a bad idea to have this thing equipped. As far as how high you can jump, or how long this thing lasts, it only lasts for a little bit of time, so don't fly around on this thing forever. Though the weapon energy drainage is not very long, which is really nice. Although I think if you, Oh. Seriously? Oh, what's this? Okay. Huh. It looks like the email I just received is about a job opportunity. As far as what that is, I'll have to investigate that later. Maybe that's what that phone call was about. I don't know. But, like I said, I'll figure it out in due time. Okay, I think before I start this job, this item should... Yep, it reappeared. Perfect. So, if an item disappears on you, one thing you can definitely do is just reload the episode. And you'll be able to get reappear back where it was originally. So, that's pretty nice. Okay, this should be more than enough money to buy another upgrade or something. Oh, heck yeah. Whew. Okay. That's another one down. Only one more upgrade to buy for this episode, which is probably, I think, 1,500 coins last time I checked. So, that's awesome. Although, it is still very frickin' expensive. I bet you if we're going to be able to purchase this upgrade, we're going to need to steal another, one of these things that are just hanging around about in the world. Or I can go to another episode and do just that too. That works as well.
If we can trust Murray's informant, that's the silo with the battery hidden inside.
To prepare it for travel, we'll have to drain off its northern light energy. By attaching a boat's grappling hook to the top of the silo, we should be able to deplete power from the battery.
Murray's in position to help throw you out onto the boat.
Once on board, I'll hack into its steering controls and move the vessel close enough to fire its grappling hook.
Okay, I'll climb on top of the silo and attach the hooks. How many grappling lines will it take to drain the battery?
3 should suffice. Once the first line's attached, Murray and I will commandeer another boat. You should stay in position.
Finally, I get the easy gig.
Easy gig. I wonder if I can just jump to it from here. Huh.
Now to hack the steering controls.
Indeed I can. Nice. Hooray for sequence breaking! Oh, hello, we have a new enemy. These guys are faster, meaner, and they'll leave around mines, which I believe will deal a ton of damage if you let them hit you. So definitely don't let that happen. And they also take quite a lot of hits to take down too. Thankfully, the mines they leave behind, you can just shoot them and get rid of them very easily. All done.
Nice work hacking the autopilot. The boat's heading into position. I'm already on top of the silo. Shoot the grappling hook up to me, and I'll make sure it gets attached to the battery.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. That was a swing and a miss. Seriously? I guess I wasn't high enough. There we go.
The hook's in place. You guys should head out for another boat before anyone picks up on what we're doing.
Okay. Now on to the second boat. So once again, this mission is a very easy one. All you have to do is commandeer 3 boats and then the mission's done. Which thankfully Murray joins you on this mission and it does make things easier. So if you don't happen to have the hover pack available, you can use Murray and have him throw you onto the boats really easily. Though you can always just make it to the boats using the hover. There we go. Next. Looks like another round of this. I wonder if this is the same every time for all 3 boats. I doubt it, as this one is just purely coincidental that this one is very similar to the first one. I think the only difference here is that there are slightly more enemies just roaming around the boat, plus there's additional stationary targets just hanging out too. So, there's that. Ow. I hate the fact that these things just hang around for so damn long. I have a feeling this isn't going to end very well. Just gotta get a little bit closer, and I should be okay. Ow. Damn it! Ah, I was so damn close, too. Well, this mission can be kind of a pain in the butt, or at least this hacking minigame can be. Especially if you're not good at dodging tiny little projectiles that you can barely see. Although, I don't think it's really that bad. It seems like running around in circles is probably the best strategy. Keeps the enemies in check, plus you can just continuously fire at the firewall. And done. That's another one down. It's kind of weird how you're able to hack into these terminals so easily.
The second hook's in place. One more grapple line to go, and this thing will be on empty.
Excellent. Definitely like seeing that. As far as where the last ship is, it's literally just around the corner. Although keep in mind, as you're going through this mission, there are going to be things that are going to be standing in your way.
I was wondering what happened to that guy. Guess he just prefers to be frozen.
That's funny. Okay, last one. Here we go. And once again, it looks to be the same exact thing, just more stationary cannons. Okay. Well, that makes a whole lot of sense. And it's also a lot more annoying, too, to deal with. You really should try to get rid of the stationary cannons that are surrounding the firewalls. Plus the firewalls, I believe, for each one of the terminals you hack, you have to shoot more and more beads of the firewall in order to pass through. Plus you have to deal with more and more of these things that are just flying around about. I'm not sure what these things are supposed to represent, but they are kind of annoying. But like I said, it's very easy to just evade them and just keep on moving. Again, you can literally do circles around them all day long. and you should be good to go. Although if you do feel like you're getting overwhelmed by these things, you can just pull off some additional evasive maneuvers, and you should be okay. Honestly, the hardest part of this mission can be the whole hacking process, but again, it's not that big of a deal. Okay, just a little bit closer. It's kind of funny how the ship moves, and yet you move differently to where the ship is. Oh, that was easy.
That did it. With the battery chamber empty, we'll be all set to move in.
Whew, okay, job complete. Good to see that. And again, the fastest way to return to the safe house is by means of either warping or just exiting out of the episode entirely by means of just simply reloading your save data. That's one way of going about it. Or you can just run for the hills and run for the frickin' safe house as fast as you possibly can. Okay. Still got a little bit of work left to do here. Sly has 2 additional jobs that he has to take care of before we can move into the next part, which I believe the next part is going to be the operation. So we're making really dang good progress despite us being over the 3-hour mark at this point in time. That will change relatively soon. Again, a lot of time was spent trying to gather all the clue bottles that were scattered about the episode. Not only that, but also getting a few items that were placed in a few awkward locations, if you know what I mean. Hi, how you doing? Goodbye. Who else wants some of this? Goodbye.
That lighthouse is the conduit for collecting the northern lights. We need to shut it down, or the silo battery will continue to fill with energy, making it impossible for us to stow away inside.
So, you want me to go in there and bust the thing up? Sounds like work for Murray.
Actually, this job will require all 3 of our skills. The front door is locked, and you're the only one capable of climbing up to the hatch on top. Once inside, sneak down to the ground floor and let us in. We'll help you finish the job.
Alright, see you on the ground floor.
Okay, cool. So for this mission, we kind of have to climb all the way to the very top of this lighthouse here. Technically speaking, we've done this before to grab the last clue bottle that's up here, but we're going to have to do it all again in order to even start this job. Of course, getting struck by the icicles that are hanging up here definitely doesn't make things very easy, considering that you can't really get a good angle on the icicles as you're making your ascent here. The only sort of indicator that you'll get is if you're holding the camera down constantly as you're making your climb. And there we go. All done.
Nice climbing, Sly. You've made it up to the hatch.
No! Damn it! Okay. Somehow I managed to recover from that. I don't even. But I'm glad I managed to recover. Holy crap. Oh my god. Sly, don't you be doing that crap now. We got some work to do. Okay.
Hey there, all you boys working the lighthouse. The Lumberjack Games are a-coming, so make sure to practice up on your log chopping, ice wall climbing, and log rolling. This is a great event to honor those pioneer lumberjacks who paved the way. Without them, we wouldn't have the wholesale clear techniques we enjoy today. That's it. Keep your axes sharp.
Okay. For whatever reason, it seems as though you can't pickpocket the first guy, but all the others you can. But, alongside this, we have to deal with not only searchlights, but also energy as it's being shot from the... Oh my god. Seriously? How did I miss? Ah, damn. I'm surprised that despite the searchlight clearly shooting me and everything, it doesn't alert any of the guards that are nearby.
Thanks, pal. Just let me at that northern light attractor. It'll be slag in minutes.
Not quite that simple, Murray. I'll reverse the energy flow from the control computer while you lift the main circuit breaker. That should give Sly a short window of opportunity to climb up the power lines and overload the system from the top.
Up, down, up, down. They should put an elevator in this place.
That's funny, because it's true. Okay, so what we need to do now is race back to the very top of this place. And it's not going to be easy, that's for sure. Oh my god, really? Oh my god, how? How did I miss that?
Get climbing,
Ow.
Sly. We can't keep this thing reversed forever.
Yeah, this is heavier than it looks.
And I'm so going to die. Okay, so for this part of the mission, there are 3 ropes that we have to jump across constantly. And done.
We did it! The collection mechanism is overloading!
Wow, that was easy. Phew. Barely made it out of that alive. Definitely glad we managed to pull it off. But even so, that was really, really scary. But it was a fun time nonetheless. Okay. I know there's additional jobs around here somewhere. Might be a better idea. Oh, here it is.
In order to overcome John Bison and the Lumberjack Games, we'll need to enlist the help of the giant Canadian eagles. Their nest is out on that iceberg. Steal one of the eggs, and then bring it safely back to the safe house. We'll use it to direct the eagle's protective instincts against Bison.
Sure, sounds easy enough. Except for the part where I have to swim a half a mile through freezing water.
Why swim when you can paraglide? When the oil mains all destroyed, the pent-up combustible materials have just caught fire.
I see. The updraft created by the flames should give me some extra altitude.
Just make sure to stay out of the fire. Get too close and old Grizzleface will be eating barbecued raccoon for dinner.
That's a charming image, Bentley.
Indeed it is. Okay, time to begin this fun mission. Remember before when we were back in the earlier parts of Canada? When we had to jump from balloon to balloon? Well, we're doing the same sort of thing yet again, except this time we have to ride these air currents all the way to the eagle's nest. And we cannot touch the ground once. Otherwise, we will be burnt to a frickin' crisp and then eaten by a frickin' bear. That's gonna be fun. And it's also a really charming image to see too. Thankfully, this mission is a really easy one. Just again, follow the smoke and you should be able to make it. Also, for whatever reason, the textures are kind of freaking out. Sometimes the layering on the background mixes in with the smoke particles too. So why that is, I'm not too sure.
Watch out for those eagles, they don't look friendly.
No kidding. And I believe if you get hit by even one of these things, you'll be knocked out of the air. And that's not going to be a fun time. Boop.
Excellent job. If you could get that eagle egg back to the safe house, we'll be all set for the Lumberjack Games.
And getting back to the safe house should be a pretty simple task. Oddly enough, there are these buoys that are just floating around that also have an icy surface, which we can easily use to our advantage to just get back to the safe house safe and sound. Although, getting spotted would really kill the mood. Almost literally. Okay. Okay, I don't think the egg is on our back. And since that's the case, that means if we do end up taking damage accidentally, we should still be okay for the most part. Okay. Oh crap. Plus, I think these air currents are... What? How? How the hell did I lose the egg? I don't get this game, I swear. Honestly, I thought that I could ride the air current again. Apparently, if you try to hitch a ride on the thing, you'll just end up failing the mission. I don't understand. I seriously do not understand at all. Okay, figures the safe house was literally right there. Dang it!
Great work, Sly.
I really am the biggest idiot on off the face of the earth. Okay, here we go.
The Lumberjack Games are upon us. Now, despite Murray's study of the log chopping guide, none of us are skilled enough to beat John Bison at his own game. So, though it pains me to say it, we'll have to cheat. Murray, you'll participate in the power log chopping competition. Get us a good score, and then let Bison up for his turn. While he's chopping, I'll sneak the eagle egg into his trousers, and the protective parents should disturb his axe swings. Sly, given your ascension skills, I've signed you up for the ice wall climb. We'll keep Bison from beating your score by pulling him off the wall with some nearby grappling lines. And finally, I'll represent our team in the log rolling competition. With my knowledge of rotational mechanics, we're sure to get a stupendous score. Sly will be in charge of greasing Bason's logs, so he has no chance of beating it. If you guys are ready, I say we head out and show these meathead lumberjacks what we're made of.
Okay, folks, it's time to begin the Lumberjack Games. And let me tell you, this is going to be a fun and bumpy ride. Unfortunately, we won't be able to purchase all the upgrades in this episode, unlike all the other ones we've been able to do so up to this point. But it's not like that matters, as 3 more will appear in the final episode. So let's go.
Okay, guys, let's head down there and win those talons from John Bison. Sly, try to keep a low profile when we get close. We don't want him to recognize you.
Okay. Time to meet up with John Bison and begin the Lumberjack Games.
Excuse me, sir. We humble lumberjacks would like to participate in your lumberjack games.
Think you got what it takes to win the Clockwork Tallons, eh? Well, I'm sure enough gonna let you play, so long as you pay the entry fee.
Much obliged, partner. We'll, just take our positions for the competition.
Enjoy the moment while you think you still got a chance. It's as close to winning as you'll ever get. This year's first event will be a power chopping contest. Not like anyone's ever gonna beat my record, but let them try.
Okay, so the first event is the power log chopping. Push the X button to chop the log.
Bad, Hippo. But watch and learn as I destroy that log without even breaking a sweat.
Says you.
Okay, Bentley, you're on. Plant the eagle at John Bison, and the angry eagle parent should swoop in and throw off his axe timing.
Okay. So, in order to thwart John Bison's plan and begin the whole cheating phase, what we need to do here is take this egg and go all the way to John Bison's position, while at the same time also try to avoid any and all eagles as they're swooping down. You can see them coming at you by their shadow, and thankfully it's pretty easy to dodge them as they are really, really slow. And while you're carrying this egg, you won't be able to jump or use your hover pack or do anything with it, so unfortunately it's purely a grounded operation. And you also are under a strict time limit too, so be sure to hurry on along, otherwise you will fail. Nice.
What? I think you better rethink them scores, boys. What you intended to give me was perfect tens, right?
Wow, he has them underneath his frickin' thumb.
So your pink friend knows how to handle an axe. Let's see how you handle a vertical wall of ice.
Okay, so next up is the wall climbing, which Sly will be able to do with relative ease. Oh dear. Didn't realize there was an electrical barricade there. And done.
Pretty good for a scrawny raccoon. Now, watch and learn as I demonstrate the art of power climbing.
Hurry! Use those grapples to hook onto Bison. You will need to hook him with all 3 lines to pull him off the wall.
Okay. I believe you have to do this within a short time limit, otherwise you'll end up failing this section. And you don't exactly have a whole lot of time to aim and shoot. So again, you gotta move fast. If you miss too many shots, it's basically over. Okay. Damn it!
Oh, that's one of the best times I've ever had.
Guess we'll try this again. Thankfully, if you end up failing a section, you can just redo it again. Just, again, if you lose too much time, there's no way you're going to get all 3 and manage to pull this off. As the time it takes to grapple all 3 hooks onto Bison is a pretty difficult one. Down he goes.
It seems you have pulled the wrong cards again. Did I ever tell any of you the story about the judge from last year's competition who mistakenly gave me a score other than 10? I see we're tied with only one event to go. Unfortunately for you, I've saved my best event for the last. The spinning log competition.
Okay, looks easy enough. I just need to stay out of the water.
Okay, so for this competition, all we need to do is just keep on rolling on these logs until eventually time runs out. The logs will sink as time goes on, so if anyone's familiar with the minigame Shock, Drop, or Roll from Mario Party 2, you're basically a god at this minigame, as it's basically the same sort of thing, except this time we're jumping between 3 logs as opposed to jumping on 1, and damn it.
A log rolling turtle. Whoever heard of such a thing?
God damn it. Alright. Another thing too is I don't think you can use your thruster pack here. No, you can't. Okay, I literally just tried it. You would think you would be able to cheese something like this by using something of that magnitude. That's not the case here. At all. And even if you do touch the water, so long as your body doesn't sink under it completely, you should be able to recover with relative ease. It's kind of weird how these logs just magically sink under the water as if nothing is happening.
You're one lucky turtle, I'll give you that. Now, watch how a skilled log roller does it.
This is crazy. John Bison's got those judges so intimidated, there's no way he can lose.
You're right, Murray. Those guys need to go. Okay, I'm just making this up on the fly, but what if I were to lure the judges one by one into that cave? Once inside, you two will knock them out and take their clothes.
Ingenious! When all 3 judges have been restrained, we'll be able to don our disguises and take their place at the judges' table. Sly, you can use the alarm clock gadget to distract the judges and lure them into the cave.
That's a great plan, Sly, but you'll have to move fast. Once John Bison finishes the log rolling event, the gig is up.
Oh dear. So, it appears as though the alarm clock is another required upgrade that you need to have before you can even start this competition. Whoops, that's the wrong ability. If you don't have this ability, then you cannot do this mission. Thankfully, you can very easily just acquire the alarm clock. And again, just lure the guards over with a simple throw of the clock. And there we go. He just vanished. That's funny. But yeah, we are not exactly given a whole lot of time to do this, so we need to move fast. And also make sure your aim is nice and true. And pray that the clock doesn't fall into the water before it goes off. Otherwise, you're literally done for. Okay, I still don't get how it is that the guards just vanish upon reaching the cave. Wouldn't they... Aren't they supposed to literally go in before that happens? And... What?! How the hell did he spot me? That's a load of bullcrap! I swear this game just loves to screw with me in so many ways. Honestly, I thought that I was out of his sight. I guess not. I was still too close. Dang it, man. It appears as though the stop these alarm clocks. Come on, go in. Thank you. Oh dear. I'm afraid I may not have enough weapon energy to finish this. Although I think that barrel on the right of the cave there always spawns a health power-up. So if you're running low on energy, you can always hit that and get some more energy. Although it's never come to that point, at least from my experiences and everything. Better. Then again, I think the barrel is there for sneaking. Yes, it is. Okay. What's this? Voicemail. Okay. That's what that's about. So it figures that was a phone call from earlier. That was important. Dang it! I hope I'm not screwed. Nah. Whew, okay. All done.
What? I thought I warned you judges about the consequences for incorrect scores. Wait a second. You aren't the judges I hired. It's the scrawny raccoon and his annoying friends. Well, if you want the challenge, then why don't you just take them?
Ow! Damn.
Oh, my aching head. Those talons really pack a punch. Sly! Murray! Wake up!
Yeah, I'm awake, but not so loud. I have a splitting headache.
Where are we? What's going on?
This looks like the sawmill control room. Bison must have thrown us in here for interrogation later. I, for one, would like to escape before he returns.
It looks like we're pretty well sealed in here. Unless
what?
Unless you can fit through that hole.
I think I could squeeze through there. I'll drop down and try to free you guys from the outside. If there's any trouble, I'll call with this walkie-talkie. You might be able to help me with these sawmill controls.
While you guys do that, I'll try prying open that steel door. Given enough time, I might be able to make some progress.
Sounds like a plan. Good luck, Bentley. And remember to shout if I can help you from up here.
Bentley, you okay? I can't see you from in here, but I heard the fall.
I'll be fine. Just give me a moment to catch my breath.
Well now, Candy Britches. I should have figured a puny turtle like you'd find a rat hole to squirm through.
Well, I just dropped my glasses, had to come pick them up.
I ain't like you, boy. I ain't stupid. When y'all were unconscious, me and my boys paid a visit to your hideout and found all them clockwork parts. Lucky thing, too. Arpeggio is willing to plunk down a king's ransom for the whole lot. I even threw in the talons.
You sold all the clockwork parts? Arpeggio has them all?
I wouldn't expect one of your kind to understand the finer points of commerce. You turtles are too stupid to know a woodcutter from a woodchuck.
That's it! Time I showed you just how stupid we turtles really are. Sly, on my command!
I hear ya.
Prepare yourself, Bison! En garde!
Okay, Walnut. Get ready for a smushing.
Oh dear.
Call out which lever I should pull.
Flames! Flames!
Okay, so for this one...
Saw blades!
There you go.
Flames! Flames!
How's that?
Okay, So as I was trying to say earlier, it appears that John Bison got the better of us this time. Oh dear.
Let's go! Cook 'em!
Done.
Oh dear.
Fire!
All right.
Come on in here, boys. Let's get this varmint.
Okay, so for this boss fight, we have to utilize all the traps that are in this room.
Blades! Blades!
Okay.
Timing is key when activating these traps.
Gizzle!
What we need to do here is lure John Bison over these traps as he's running over these parts. We need to push a corresponding button to activate those traps. They do have like a 2-second cooldown, so you can essentially spam them to
10-4.
high heaven, which is awesome.
There you go. Okay.
Honestly, it's easiest to activate the flame trap as opposed to any other trap in this room.
Sizzle is gizzle!
How's that?
Thankfully, this fight is basically a given. So unfortunately, John Bison just stole every single clockwork part that we've ever gotten our hands on.
Sauce?
So that really, really blows. So now we need to figure out how the hell it is we're going to get them all back.
Dynamite, turtle.
Saw blades! Drop 'em!
10-4.
Another thing worth noting too is that the... Ow. These traps can also be used against you if you mistime them.
Saw blades!
So try not to push the wrong button at the wrong time.
Sizzle is
And as this fight goes on,
flame 'em!
All right.
the fight will become a lot more difficult as
How's that?
John Bison will be throwing everything at you, including the kitchen sink. So you need to get better with your timing, as I need to do right here, which I can't seem to do to save my freaking hide.
Come out, boys. Let's get to killing.
Plus, I don't think this fight has any checkpoints whatsoever.
Box away!
Okay.
Saw blades!
Yep.
Cook 'em!
Bam!
Honestly, you should just concentrate on the...
Blades!
On it.
Concentrate on taking down Bison, and eventually he will die.
Tarnation. I've been done in by some four-eyed turtle. Times have changed.
Once again, braids triumph over broad.
Good job, little buddy. That was some fast thinking.
Don't forget about me.
You did a great job opening that door, Murray.
Thanks.
Attention, John Bison. Arpeggio's carrier blimp will arrive to pick up the Northern Light battery in exactly 1 minute.
Okay, enough patting ourselves on the back. If we're going to get the clockwork parts back, we need to get onto that blimp.
The silo battery isn't far. If we run, we can make it.
Enough talk, let's move.
Okay, now that John Bison has been beaten, now we need to head into the battery before Arpeggio's blimp arrives.
Shake a leg. That blimp's on its way.
Thankfully, you're given more than enough time to make it to the battery. And with the hover pack, this definitely makes things a lot easier. Basically, you just want to ignore everyone. Oops. I did not mean to do that. And I think once everyone's up here... Okay, how the hell are we supposed to get inside? Did I sequence break something? Because maybe I'm supposed to get onto here and just wait? We'll see in a minute. We will definitely see in just a moment. Of course. Perhaps I'm not supposed to jump on top of the silo. I'm supposed to go elsewhere. That was dumb.
Shake a leg. That blimp's on its way.
Alright, let's try this again, and hopefully this time things will actually work the way they're supposed to. Again, I was probably just being an idiot, as I honestly had no idea we were supposed to do that. Approach it from ground level and not from the top. You would think that the top would be the best way to getting in, but no. Apparently not. That's all in cutscene land. And there we go, folks. Episode 7 is done. Even though it was technically a bittersweet victory. If you can even call it that.
As we shut ourselves into the Northern Light Battery, it became black. For a few long minutes, we just sat there in darkness. No one dared to talk for fear that John Bison's men might discover where we were hiding. Time seemed to have stopped. And then, we felt it. We were being lifted up to Arpeggio's blimp. It was all so strange. The focus of all our schemes had been stolen from us. Our clockwork parts were gone. Looking around the inside of the battery, I knew we all felt it. Failure. I was twitchy and ready for action. Any action. Bentley tried to make some sense of the situation by drawing up meaningless plans. But Murray took it the worst. He just sat there sobbing while the team van floated away over the horizon. That van was his life. I knew I'd have to find a way to make it up to him.
And thus the van will never be seen again. At least until Sly 3 Honor Among Thieves. But anyway, we are done here for today, as we're going on nearly 4 hours now, and this is a perfect stopping point anyway. So with that, we're done here for today. This is General Snivy with the Sly 2 Band of Thieves playthrough. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you were able to attend the live stream live, thank you for attending. Next time is the final episode, episode 8. And this one is going to be the hardest freaking episode yet, let me tell you. It's going to be a fun and bumpy ride as we try to recover all the clockwork parts before the inevitable happens. Though, judging by this picture avatar, I have a feeling things are going to go south really fast. But regardless, thank you all once again so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. See you all next time.